your money to get by. The despicable world of Darksydephil. He needs your money to survive. Come along and watch him play. He's got some goals and you must pay. Tune in, watch him beg and cry. His bills are due, he just may die. The despicable world of Darksydephil. He needs your money to get by. The despicable world of Darksydephil. He needs your money to get by. The despicable world of Darksydephil. He needs your money to survive. Watches begging streams all day. He sucks at games but makes you pay. Day off tomorrow and DoorDash. Send in some tips, he needs your cash. The despicable world of Darksydephil. He needs your money to get by. The despicable world of Darksydephil. He needs your money to survive.
No. What an ass!
He's a bum!
Do you know how
He's
hard?
an ungrateful beggar bum!
Do you know how hard it was for me to hold it in every time he said, "Hey," and I thought we were being obvious. Hey,
Yeah.
I thought we were being like as obvious as possible.
No, I mean we were like literally trying to get rid of him.
Fuck.
It's like when you like throw it. What's that scene where they throw the rocks at the dog at Old Geller to make him go away?
Yes.
Or some shit like this. It's like, go! We don't want you here. You fucking
In the heart of the city where the shadows dance stands the Kino Casino, a house of chance where PPPP and Andy with a watchful eye oversee the games where fortunes rise or die. The jokers are wild, the deer that's cold as stone, as the night goes on and the stories are told. Desperate souls with dreams in their hands game all their lives in this dangerous land. Felted tables where the losers cry, clinking glasses, card flips, and winners' battle cries. In the Kino Casino, under flickering lights, the games of chance never cease day or night. Felted tables where the losers cry, clinking glasses, card flips, and winners' battle cries. In the Kino Casino, under flickering lights, the games of chance never cease day or night.
Oh, pardon me. Greetings and salutations and welcome back, friends. So, I am here really just to talk about the luckiest loser I've ever seen on the internet, and that would be one Darksydephil. Yeah, suffer microphone. Yeah, I'm a little bit out of sorts because I kind of had a strange long day and then rushed to make showtime. And usually I'm here, 20 minutes before showtime, getting things together and ready. Today was a kind of a stretch, but I had my children all day, and they can keep you a little tied up. So for those unaware, like this whole story of Darksydephil, at least where I came into it with the Kino Casino arc, is getting just crazier and crazier because the guy's a complete and total loser who begs like a crackhead. He's yelling and screaming at his audience constantly, banning everybody left and right. You're not allowed to be critical or say anything, even jokingly, or you get banned. And along comes Kino Casino to kind of give him a resurgence, which is funny because he said, oh, that wasn't a resurgence. You're literally on tape saying it was a resurgence. Now he says the Kino arc was not a resurgence. So somehow Asmongold gets a hold of some of the detractor videos and reacts to them. Funnily, I thought he did a good job laughing at like the begging and all of that stuff. And Darksydephil, genius that he is, he couldn't help tell his new audience members what a genius he is, how he manipulated Asmongold by being very rude to him and calling him an asshole, and then telling him in DM, oh, I just did that to get your attention and you should have a conversation with me. So for like 2 weeks, Phil like teases that he's going to do an interview with Asmongold. And for those unaware, the guy's got like 4 million subscribers. He gets millions of views. Yeah, it could be a big deal. But most people think, and this is what I thought, and by the way, I have to apologize because I'm not intensely familiar with Asmongold. Certainly a streamer that big has come across some of his videos has come across my feed. And maybe I just caught like the streams of his where he's being mean to people and he's very rude and crude, kind of like me, I have to say, and kind of like making fun of people. So I thought that he was just going to make fun of Phil for the whole interview, but it was not what people expected. And I've heard Asmongold's reaction to everybody else's reaction. This is where the internet gets weird. Like Asmongold is reacting to everyone's reactions of his interview. And what he said was, well, I'm just having a conversation with the guy. I'm not going to be mean to him. But then I see videos of Asmongold reacting to like Casey Tron and that Ethan Klein situation, and he ripped her to shreds. He said he hopes her and her whole family becomes homeless and shit. So I don't know. I expected him to go after him, and a lot of people did. But it was largely glazing. Like he was very, very kind, and we're going to sample some of it tonight. I'll put my fair use banner up here and we'll get to some of the videos that I have. I have a great deal to share with you. And I also want to apologize for last night. For those unaware, I'm freshly out of the hospital after not 1, but 2 brain surgeries. And by the way, I was told they were minor brain surgeries, but I don't think the word minor and brain surgery belong in the same sentence. So I was told I'm supposed to be on like 6 weeks of bed rest after getting out of the hospital. I'm not supposed to work or do anything, just rest. But I know me, and like I can't just sit on a couch for 6 weeks. So I decided I'll just start doing shows again. And Monday went very good, incredibly well. But yesterday, it must be the meds. I was just feeling totally wiped out and beat up. So I just couldn't do the show yesterday. And so my new attitude towards doing this show, which honestly, there's no place I'd rather be. If I'm all medically able to do a show on normal days, I will. But there's going to be some days where I just can't. I don't have the juice. So that's my new schedule is going to be no schedule and rocking. So, I apologize, but we're not going to have a schedule here. It's going to be whenever I can. And just follow me on Twitter at Stephen Cambion, X or Twitter, and you'll know when I'm doing a show. We usually post the shows there a couple hours in advance. So I'm on bed rest, couch surfing, watching this Asmongold story arc. And what's shocking to me is how lucky Darksydephil is, because first his whole show is dying and he's begging like a crackhead and he's barely holding on before, I guess, there's got to be a point when you're a full-time YouTuber, and I'm sure I know it's happened to people that I know personally, like friends of mine, where they were doing pretty good and earning a full-time living, and then for whatever reason, Adpocalypse, lower views, they said something stupid and got canceled, or whatever. They're no longer able to make that full-time living doing that anymore. And I really think that he passed that point. That's why he went bankrupt. He was living off of credit cards. And then like, I don't know, along comes the Kino Casino, and they pull him out of relative obscurity, and they give him like a redemption arc, or they try to. And he makes tons and tons of money. And I know that he made tons and tons of money, because even just me being a guest on a Kino Casino, I started making tons and tons of money. So with Phil being more directly involved, and even doing a show co-hosted by one of the Kino boys, PPP, I know he was making tons of money the whole time he was collaborating with them. And then he gets butthurt because somebody called his wife fat, which, by the way, to me, that's a statement of fact. Like, if your wife is really fat and somebody points that out, I don't know. But so Darksydephil decides he's cutting ties with them, which is kind of funny, because they had him like a puppet on a string, just making him do all kinds of shit. Show your underwear, show your socks, do push-ups. He was doing anything they wanted him to do, because he was so desperate to survive and be successful. Then he cuts ties with them. He tries to make them the villains of the whole collaboration, right? Yes, PPP DSP is headed for another shitstorm. I agree. And thank you, Troll says, here's for a pumpkin pie tomorrow. You can still get a frozen one for about $5. It's funny you should mention that. My wife went to the store today and gave up. She's going to go tomorrow morning. Their stores are still open till 1 or 2 p.m. in my area. So that's what we need pies. But thank you, Troll, for kindness, generosity, and support. Much appreciated. So he does this retconning. One of the things I don't like about Darksydephil is that he lies so easily to his audience and everybody, really, and sort of retcons what really happened. Oh no, the Kino Casino boys didn't put me on a string like a puppet and manipulate me and milk me for content and make fun of me the whole time. I was the mastermind, the king snake, and I manipulated them and stole all the audience members. Nobody from Kino Casino was watching Phil unironically. They were just tuning in to laugh at him like most people do. So that was months and months ago, and his show was recently once again dying. He's going whole streams without getting one kick sub, and he's yelling and screaming at the kick chat and just totally crashing out. And then, like I said, he's the luckiest loser I've ever seen. So along comes Asmongold, a guy with 4 million subscribers, who says, yeah, I'll do a conversation with you. And, that went kind of not like everybody expected, I guess. So I don't know that I need to put my fair use banner up, but I'm going to do it anyway. This is a transformative work. We're educating the public and critiquing the videos we are sharing. And I just want to say, I don't, a lot of people are comparing the 3 major interviews of Darksydephil. There's the Side Scrollers interview. There's the interview with me, which is recently in our video section. You can, if you missed it, you could catch it. And also this interview with Asmongold. But I just want to say, like, I don't think you can compare them, because everybody that does an interview has a different sort of philosophy on doing an interview and style. I went to crucify this dude. I went to put him on the cross and crucify him. That was my goal. And I did my best to hold his feet to the fire. But, you can never please everybody. Like, You interrupted him too much. Yeah, because I know what he does. He just talks and talks and talks and talks and tries to explain everything away. I didn't want to let him do that. And the Side Scrollers interview I thought was very good. And honestly, I thought this Asmongold interview was very good because he did get some shots in. For example, he asked Phil, is there any world in which he would stop the begging and the goals? And then Phil started making excuses for why he begs. And Asmon said, so the answer is no, you know. And then also the revelation, that's another thing. This WWE Champions, for those unaware, Darksydephil spends tens of thousands of dollars on a mobile children's wrestling game on a phone. And the story on that keeps changing. First, he never played it. Then he played it for a while, but he stopped playing it. He sold the account. Then, oh, I did spend tens of thousands of dollars on it. And I guess with Wings of Redemption, he admitted it was like the cost of a sports car. And now with Asmongold, it's $25,000 to $30,000 maybe. You know, get the story straight. And then Phil's trying to basically say, look, I made mistakes. I've owned up to them, and it's time to move on. People keep bringing this up. Well, the reason they keep bringing it up is because he can't get a story straight. I never played it. I played it for a while, but I don't play it anymore. I sold the account. I spent less than $10,000, more than $10,000, less than 50, more than 50. You know, there's people that are estimating that he pumped hundreds of thousands of dollars into that game, which is just crazy if you think about it. Imagine pumping tens of thousands of dollars into a mobile video game. For what? For what purpose? All right, we're just going to get started right away with the interview, and I just want to mention that I'm going to skip the first 20 minutes because the first 20 minutes is the glaziest. I don't really care. It gets better after the 20 minutes in, and then I don't know why. And here's the other thing that gets me is that Darksydephil is now saying or claiming that Asmongold is going to do a new podcast about video games and Phil and him are going to co-host it. That's basically what he's saying. And we'll get into the post interview because this is where all the retconning comes in. Most of the interview was Darksydephil trying to convince Asmongold, and I think more importantly, his audience, that he's a good guy. He blames the detractors for why he begs. He blames everybody but himself for everything that he's ever done wrong, right? Oh, they ruined monetization on my channel and they stole my content, so I had to beg. Like, what kind of a cop-out? You had to beg? You had to, somebody forced you into begging? There could be no situation in which I, myself anyway, personally, could be forced into begging, but there it is. And, you know, also, I want to say, like, from the videos I've seen, I don't know much about Asmongold, but I like the guy. And even I remember catching, like, he did this half-hour video about, like, his mother and taking care of his mother. I was very sympathetic and empathetic towards him because I had a similar situation. He took care of his mother. I took care of my mother. He had to pay all the bills. I had to pay all the bills for my family and take care of my mother after my father died. So I just want to make it clear, like, I don't dislike it. People are trying to, like, goat me into saying bad shit about the guy. Like, I'm fascinated. I don't know his story of how he got to something like 4 million subscribers, but I'm going to check into that because anybody that's successful at this stupid game, I want to know more about them and how they did it. I don't have anything against the guy, and I appreciate that some people are like, oh, Steve, your interview was better. No, my interview was different. We both had probably different intentions. Asmongold makes so much money that he doesn't need to do something like get a lot of attention for going for this guy's throat. And that's another thing. Phil is totally insulting the guy. Phil said that Asmongold farmed him for content, as if a guy with 4 million subscribers needs Phil to survive making content. You know, I don't know, but let's get into this. We're just going to go through some of the interview because honestly, what happens after the interview to me is funnier because Phil's just trying to rewrite history and he's putting on the good guy mask. I'm a good person, and those evil detractors, they lied about me, and that's why people think I'm a locale and make fun of me on the internet. Those evil detractors, they steal my content and try to ruin my business. It's just complete. Yeah, exactly. He has so much money he doesn't have to clean his room. Yeah, I heard he's very messy and stuff, but I can't say anything about that because, like, before I got married, I was just a complete total slob. Living with a good woman will cure you of that because they get pissed off if you're too slobby. They expect a certain level of, you know. If I was single and living alone, my house would look worse than his. I just guarantee it. But yeah, I wonder if he's making like hundreds of thousands of dollars. Like maybe just hire a cleaning lady, bro. You know, you can tell in the video comments that low IQ zero research Asmon fans fall hook, line, and sinker for it. Yeah, so Phil was able to pigmatize not only Asmon but his whole audience into thinking that he's like a really good person and he got a raw deal. Let's get it.
People, it was that the vest content was too popular.
At one point, like you're talking about the vest streak.
Yeah,
there were entire streams where like the entire chat is like, is he gonna hit the goal?
Right.
Where's is it the vest? The vest. I was like, guys, I'm playing a game. Can we like fucking talk about the game I'm playing over here? Like, I'm tired of this shit.
There's tons of girls that are like that on Twitch too. No, it's very common, and you know, people objectify you, and they're not there for the game. They're there for you, and it's weird, and you know, absolutely. So, what about the hat though? Do you still do the hat goals?
Yeah, no, at least do the one.
Like I said, I phased all that stuff out. In fact, just this last year, since people still bring it up from time to time. On Independence,
yes, Hypnosis was strong. And welcome. Good to see you here. I'm glad that you found us.
Okay. Of support again. Yes. I would put on a hat and a vest again. It was like a throwback event. And I said, you guys want to do it once a year? We'll do it once a year as a silly celebration. But you know, I'm past doing that stuff.
So you decided, so you've divested from the vest streams. I think that's probably a good idea. So,
and here he is going to like slyly get into, okay, so your income is just begging for money now.
So now basically,
and you give them nothing.
instead of paying you to put on a vest, what do they pay you for now? Just for nothing?
Just to support the stream because they like the content and they want to see it continue. Here's the difference though, and again, this is the people that used to criticize me. They had a fair point, and now I think things have changed.
Right.
As you can, I don't know. Actually, can you see me on camera right now? Like, do you
I
see
can
my
see
set
you.
and everything?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, and here's where this gets very disingenuous on Phil's part, because Phil is basically saying like, look, I used to be a scumbag and just keep all the money, but now I'm putting all this money into the set and a new PC, and all of this stuff came because Kino Casino was like, your set looks like shit, your cameras look like shit, buy some new equipment. And they helped him earn enough money to be able to do that. And now, because he's such an egotistical, prideful person, he got this tremendous stroke of luck getting this guy Asmongold to even just acknowledge him, let alone talk to him for an hour or two on stream. And he shits all over the Kino boys who helped him get all this equipment and claims that he like invested now into his setup. That's because of the Kino Casino arc. You made that money and had enough extra money to do that. But Phil shits all over them.
With the turkey in the background,
yeah, as you can see, I put some money into my set recently. I upgraded everything. The camera's now nice HD quality and everything.
The fact that he's bragging that he has an HD camera, like 10 years ago, you could buy an HD webcam for $100. Like the fact that he never did that until hundreds of people had to force him, like twist his arm into buying a good HD camera. And like, what else did he buy? A video board that you load, pixel art into from your phone. Those are $40. He's got his plaything behind him. He's got a Lego fake Game Boy behind him. And some RGB lights, a decent microphone. What is that total? Minus the PC, that's like less than $1,000 out of the thousands and thousands of dollars. And by the way, when I say luckiest loser, according to Phil, and I don't dispute this, he made $3,000 off of this interview in contributions. The best day he ever had of support. Lucky loser. That's what he is.
For that, I mean, I was in a lot of financial problems. I couldn't really afford to do anything that was high quality. So I was always the guy who made a living streaming, but his stream looked like shit. Right.
Right. Yeah.
So now people have seen in the last year and a half, people started supporting me in droves. I was like, I'm going to show you, if you actually support me, I'm going to do the things that I wanted to do. I'm going to get a better mic. I'm going to get better headphones. I'm going to upgrade my set. I got 2 PCs.
The fact that he's been a content creator for 17 years and the thought of upgrading his equipment never occurred to him kind of confirms for me that he has some kind of addiction, like the mobile gaming addiction, and he spends all his money on stupid shit. Salty Pug is here, who's been a member for 5 months. Good to see you doing better, Steve. Praise the cash. Yeah, I'm feeling much better today. And isn't it interesting? One of my meds is over as of today. In other words, there were certain of the meds that I only had to take for a certain amount of time. It's kind of weird, but less meds, feeling better. You know, some of these things are pretty strong and just make you weak and tired. But thank you, Salty Pug.
Now, so I could pump out, you know, high quality gameplay and do these streams, co-stream and all of it. I mean, we're talking about upgrading again later this week. I'm going to look at.
I still think that his stream looks like shit. Not when he's like this, but when he's doing the gameplay, he's using like an AI background remover that works like shit because he's too lazy to do the green screen right. I still think his stream looks like shit. That's just my opinion, and I'm entitled to it.
Black Friday deals and possibly like, you know, upgrade.
Oh yeah, this is the other thing. He's expecting to get like thousands of dollars on Black Friday so that he could buy like a new desk and a couple other things. Like, I don't understand why his audience is expected to pay for all that for him, but that's just me.
Desk and stuff like that. But that's the thing. Like, people like the content enough that they want to support it. It's not about, oh, I want to see him put on a vest anymore. I just like Phil and I want his content to continue and to improve.
So they just give you money because they like you, basically.
Because they like the content, and some of them I'm sure like me too.
All right, well, that's pretty good. Yeah, okay, that makes sense. And so you've done this for a long time. You said you're in financial troubles. How's your financial situation now? Are you comfortable talking about that, or is that something you don't really talk about on stream?
I'm not going to talk about anything specific because sadly with these people, how obsessed they are with me.
Yes.
If I give them a single piece of information, they'll try to find a way to data mine it and find out shit. They've gotten into accounts of mine before. They didn't really mess up stuff. Okay.
Well,
but,
yeah.
But he said the bank leads were fake.
Way better off than
now. They got into his accounts.
Very long time. I even said to everyone just the other day, it looks like this year is probably the best year financially that I've had in over a decade.
Wow.
Like, no lie.
All right. Well, that's pretty good. So speaking of accounts and everything, there's been a lot of people that looked into a WWE wrestling gotcha game account.
Oh, here we go.
And they think that it's your account. I think the name of it.
And listen, is it just me, or does anybody else think that when somebody has one of those huge water bottles, they look ridiculous? Is it just me? Like, do you really need a water bottle big as your arm?
You know, upgrade my desk and stuff like that. But that's the thing. Like, people like the content enough that they want to support it. It's not about, oh, I want to see him put on a vest anymore. I just like Phil and I want his content to continue and to improve.
So they just give you money because they like you, basically.
Because they like the content. And some of them I'm sure like me too.
All right. Well, that's pretty good. That. Yeah. Okay. That makes sense. And so you've done this for a long time. You said you're in financial troubles. How's your financial situation now? Are you comfortable talking about that? Or is that something you don't really talk about on stream?
I like how he keeps looking over to the side as he's being asked about his finances. I think that Phil floats a lot of things on credit. He even slipped up, and recently he was talking about how when he goes out and uses his credit card, I mean my debit card, I think he floats a lot of stuff. John Diaper says Asmongold is ranked as the #1 political streamer above Hassan Piker. He has tens of millions of dollars. He doesn't need to run ads on Twitch. He doesn't even run ads on Twitch or take subs. That's interesting. Yeah, and good for him. Maybe he's just doing it for love of the game. And thank you, John Draper, for your kindness, generosity, and support. There's one for the gold friends, and we'll try to get caught up. We have bolts, cards, and more. Disappointed that Asmon fell for the pignosis. Well, thank you for your kindness. And yeah, I mean, I was warned off of doing that. And I was also given some good advice, like don't let him run out the clock. Don't let him keep talking, interrupt him, stop him, move on to the next question if he won't give you a yes or no or a quick answer. You know, I don't think that this guy, Asmongold, really cared to really do like tons of research on him or, you know, whatever, because why? If you've got millions of dollars, maybe this is just something for Asmongold to do. And like, oh, I've heard of Darksydephil a lot. He's kind of an internet meme. I wouldn't mind talking to him for an hour. I can definitely see that as being a thing, right?
I'm not going to talk about anything specific because sadly with these people, how obsessed they are with me.
Yes.
If I give them a single piece of information, they'll try to find a way to data mine it and find out shit.
And this is where it gets interesting because he said the bank leaks were fake, but here he says people got into his bank accounts.
Gotten into accounts of mine before. They didn't really mess up stuff. Okay.
Well,
but in general, today I am way better off than I have been in a very, very long time. I even said to everyone just the other day, it looks like this year is probably the best year financially that I've had in over a decade.
Yeah, and that's because of Kino Casino, in my opinion. I can tell you from personal experience that Kino Casino bump is no joke, bro. Like, you want to double your income and double your money, just get friendly with them, right?
Wow.
Like, no lie.
All right. Well, that's pretty good. So speaking of accounts and everything, there's been a lot of people that looked into.
That's what I'm saying. Look how big that water flask is.
A WWE wrestling gotcha game account. And they think that it's your account. I think the name of it, if I remember correctly, because I saw the video on it, I'll admit, was called Down from the Rafters.
Yes.
Is this something that you did?
And here we get another version of the WWE story.
Yes. Well, I'll tell the whole story for you.
Go ahead.
All right, this way.
All right.
The audience will hear it and actually get the real story. So, yeah, WWE Champions is one of many mobile games that I've played over the years. Okay, I actually played some before, like WWE Supercard. That was another one that I spent a lot of money on.
How much?
And this is in Supercard, I don't know. See, the thing is, I've never added it together. It's thousands upon thousands of dollars. I'll just say that right now.
Thousands could be 400,000.
Oh, now this was good because he tried to nail down the amount.
Definitely not 400,000.
And remember, in my interview, he claimed that he sold the account. That's not him. He's not spending thousands of dollars. Now he's admitting he did spend thousands of dollars. So, you know, one way to spot a proven liar is that his story keeps changing. First, oh, that's not my account. I sold that account. Then it was, okay, I did play for a while and I spent too much money because I was depressed because my bitch girlfriend left me and I was alone and depressed or whatever. And then with Wings, it's like the price of a sports car he spent, which most people would assume is, you know, 50,000 or more. Now he's going to nail it. Asmongold's going to try to nail down how much.
That's for sure.
Okay, but like, if you had to give a guess,
you know, I would have nothing if I spent $400,000 on these games. Okay, but you know, yeah, it's definitely
200,000,
thousands of dollars. I don't know. I never sit down and look and add it together or anything like that.
If you had to guess,
but if you really want me to guess,
I want you to guess.
All right,
he is like a mouse.
Let's put it in.
He's like a cat playing with a mouse before he eats it.
Yes.
Okay. To even get the reward at the end of the event, to complete the event, you had to spend something like $700.
So they made you spend
I'm not
money.
Kidding. You had to. What do you mean they made me? No, I chose to spend.
Okay. Okay. All right. Good. All right. Because I've seen some gotcha games, right? Well, you get.
I just want to say, if a mobile game tried to get me to spend $700 even once, I would never play that game again, let alone pump. I can't even imagine myself pumping $700 over the course of 5 years playing a game into a mobile game. First of all, I'm half blind. I don't like small screens, but mobile games are shit. Like, I just don't get it. Troll with one for the goal. How do these WWE games work? Can you win money? What's the attraction? No, it's like pay to play, pay to win, right? That's like they kind of goad you into giving them money for various things or to play certain characters. I don't know how it works either. But thank you, Troll. One for the goal. Let's continue here.
Some people on that Genshin Impact game, they think that they're in love with the characters. So you can never be sure. All right. All right, go ahead.
Yeah, I don't know. I think he did a good job. I thought it was entertaining.
You know, yes. At one point, I was way overspending on these games.
Yes.
The only reason that WWE Champions,
if I spend $10 on a mobile game,
one that they think they had the information. They've got the red-handed. They caught me and all of that.
They got you.
Okay.
Yeah.
I played WWE Champions. I own an account. that was called one thing. I changed the name to Down from the Rafters. I spent a lot of money on it. And then years ago, I sold it. I got rid of it because I couldn't play it anymore because these people were actually harassing me so much trying to play it. They got me kicked out of every faction that I tried to join. They were trying to like data mine fucking Discord servers.
Yeah, the numbers are weird.
Talk to anyone. I had enough.
Yeah.
So I sold it at a ridiculous discount. I just got rid of it. Now to this day,
how much was the Down from the Rafters account? How much money did you spend on that account total? Like again, just ballpark.
Okay, let's think. I'll try to ballpark. Yeah, I will.
$10,000.
I would say, well, hold on, because WWE Champions
more than 10,000. Yeah.
Okay, that's when the game actually began.
It's 8 years.
You couldn't really spend too much money in the early days. It was more like 2-3 years in that they changed it, and then all of a sudden you could start spending a lot
The sad part is it wasn't even a good mobile game.
It was about a year and a half that I really spent too much. Yeah, I mean, I would say this. I definitely spent, no exaggeration, I probably spent $10,000 on that game. Yes.
$20,000.
That's a maybe.
Maybe
$25,000.
Probably not.
$30,000.
Definitely.
Definitely. Okay. All right. So it's between probably $15,000 and $25,000. Does that sound pretty accurate? Okay. All right. That's
probably
good. So that's a lot of money to spend on a game like that. And why did you decide to play that game instead of like Genshin Impact or Wuthering Waves?
Pressing X to down on that one.
What was I guess like you're a fan of wrestling.
I was a fan of wrestling. I had already played WWE Supercard. I got tired of it, and I started moving over to like other games. And for the record, I do play other mobile games too.
Wishing them to
hell. Have you played Uma Musume?
That people focus. What's that?
Have you ever played Uma Musume?
200K plus.
Oh man,
it's 100K at least.
Okay, so you're playing all the bad mobile games.
Keeps getting higher.
Yeah, what is this?
Wait, which one is that? Is that the horse racing one?
Yeah, it's the horse game.
Yeah, I don't know if you watched mine. I would think it was funny if you didn't watch mine though.
Basically, my detractors.
Yeah, he told Wings 50,000 2 weeks ago.
Suspected that the account was mine, and they came after me. And for years, they harassed me. And for years, admittedly, I lied about it publicly. I just outright lied about it on stream, saying, no, I don't play that game. No, that's not me.
So were you embarrassed about it?
I was embarrassed about it. At one point, I would argue I knew I was overspending.
You're right.
But I kept doing it
I remember
anyway.
when you did that.
It was bad. And so why am I talking about this publicly on my streams? Well, my streams have nothing to do with this whatsoever. My streams are gameplay playthroughs and, vlogging. There's really
he didn't have enough left to buy a Burger King hamburger.
For me to be talking about this stuff publicly, but it keeps getting brought up.
Like, can never keep his fabricated stories.
I know
that's the mark of a liar.
I just don't want to talk about it anymore. I'm like, no, I didn't do it. Fuck this. Shut up. I get all angry. And of course, again, kind of similar to 10 years ago with the "This is how you don't play" thing. Instead of playing it cool, instead of being calm, I have that angry reaction, and that's what people want.
Yeah, I had an Android emulator for a while,
and then it just extrapolates,
But I
didn't
use
no
it for
once.
much.
Well, now we have more information that is probably your account. Now we have more information. Oh my God, this is still coming up. All right, now to tell you where we are today. Okay, I don't play WWE Champions anymore. I quit. I'm done. I haven't played that game in months, and I'm done with it entirely.
What did your wife think about you playing the game?
This is a good.
How did she feel about you spending that much money?
She knew.
Obviously, wait, did she know? Like, if you asked, if I were to
what
ask
a lot of people
her
say,
how much
including
money does
TJ
she think
Gamebox, that he
spent
spent
on that game,
250K.
what would the answer? What would the number that she would give you be?
She would probably say like thousands, is what she would.
Yeah, but like we're going back to this like okay, so probably like okay, but she'll probably assume that it would be a lot less than what you did spend.
I don't know.
You don't know. Okay.
I never told again.
So she never got upset about you playing these games.
Who's married in the live chat? Whose wife would be upset if they even spent $1,000 on a mobile wrestling game on their phone? Like any normal woman would be like, "Are you retarded?" We could have. And this is the thing. This guy never took his wife on a honeymoon. They never had a honeymoon, but he spent, by different admissions, either $15,000 to $25,000 on the mobile wrestling game, or when he was talking to Wings of Redemption, maybe up to $50,000 on the mobile game. But he can't take his wife on a honeymoon, right? Yeah, his wife doesn't know. That's what I think. Master Betty is here. Thank you for your kindness, generosity, and support. He had to buy lunch meat for his meals. Well, all he had left was lunch meat money after he blew it all on a mobile game. He's basically retarded, Phil.
Games or anything like that?
No.
Okay. So you did this and they found out that it was your game, because I saw you played, then after it kind of got exposed and you admitted it, you actually ended up playing the WWE champions on your stream, right?
Oh, you mean when
Oh, you mean when I played it on an alt account so nobody could see how much money I'd pumped into the main account? Yeah. And Arlene says, oh, heck no, we have a joint account and neither of us spent money without talking to each other first. My wife and I we only talk about big purchases, and we both know what that means. Like, I can't just go buy an 80-inch TV without talking to my wife, or, you know, anything over a few $100s is kind of what we consider a bigger ticket item. But yeah, I don't know. My wife barely spends money, and I don't know. We're both kind of cheap, so that's probably good, right? Probably good. Thrifty, not cheap.
When Jasper was over here and I took a picture, but oh no, you're talking about last year when I actually played the game on stream.
Yeah,
that's what you're talking about.
Because I'm gonna be honest, I've never seen you happier than whenever you were playing WWE champions on stream. Like that's like you were more locked in and excited about that game than like
those games are made to milk you dry.
Yeah, Elden Ring.
Because Elden Ring's all right. But the thing is with a game like that, okay, and with any game that has this factor.
I can't imagine spending that much on a game.
Right?
That's just
you're gonna do a pull.
I don't know. I would buy land.
You hype it up for that.
There are acres I could get to add to my
Pocono property with $100 grand. For so long.
Yeah.
Here's my opportunity to take this shit that I've been eating for years.
Oh man, your wife put economic sanctions on you.
Into it, everything. And it worked. You know, there was a few streams there where people were excited. They were supporting the stream in droves. Hey, do more pulls. Okay.
Yeah.
So, but the thing is, and here's the truth, it died out after like a month and a half. No one cared about it.
People get tired of watching it. Yeah. There's like a novelty to it. No, I've done gacha games on stream too. I know how it works. Yeah. So you've quit the game now.
Oh yeah. And that's like, actually, that was what kind of got me realizing this is stupid. Like, it's just
Oh no, not the sanctions, Chill Station 7.
I'm not addicted to it anymore. At one point, I would.
And by the way, I forgot to. I will check in with the
just
chat.
Champions, but before that, there was Super
and call out any support we have over there. So don't be shy with those subs. Let's get some subs.
But I'm out of that now. I don't do that anymore. I don't play that game. I'll be honest. I do play a couple mobile games, and I barely spend on them at all. Oh, I'm definitely not going to say, because if I do, these people will go harass the account. They'll try to get me banned from the account, and they'll data mine it and do all kinds of fucked up shit. So I definitely am not going to say.
So why do you think they're so mad at you?
This is a good question. But before we get to that, I'm not sure when these come in. So I don't remember calling these out. I think these came in after the stream ended. Obedient to You gifted a sub on Kick. Rhythm of the Night Pilled gifted a sub on Kick, and the Lucky Gremlin gifted a sub on Kick. That's 3 Kick subs. Thank you for your kindness, generosity, and support of the show. So why are they so mad at you, Phil? I think people think he's a scumbag because he begs like a crackhead and then spends upwards of more than $200,000 on a children's mobile game. So he's basically taking people's money and feeding his addiction to something completely ridiculous. Look, if he was smoking $200,000 worth of crack, I could understand the addiction. It's, you know, it's different. But to be that addicted to a mobile game, it just seems stupid to me. I'm sorry. And I view everything in the lens of a long-term life situation. You know, like, what could $200,000 do for you? What could $200,000 do to improve your life and the life of your family? I could think of hundreds of things that would improve your life and the life of your family with $200,000 more than playing a game, right? Oh, look at that. Cthulhu Hertzing 666 gifted 5 Truth Seekers memberships. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Thank you, Cthulhu Hertzing, for your kindness, generosity, and support. And this is why you have to hit that subscribe button, friends, because when a kind and generous soul like Cthulhu Hertzing gifts these memberships, you could win one. But you must be a YouTube subscriber to be eligible for the free membership. They get randomly distributed in the live chat. So if you suddenly hear that you got a free membership, thank Cthulhu Hertzing, and I'm sure there'll be more gifted memberships tonight. Thank you. And Chill Station 7's been a member for 8 months, says maybe it's the fact that he grifts mentally ill viewers. Yeah. I mean, you got to be a little bit retarded to give this guy money when you find out that he's spending it on a mobile video game every day.
Why are they so mad? Yes. What? And all these viewers, they're very angry.
In general, or in regards to WWE champions?
Just in general.
Cthulhu Rising.
I feel like there's a lot of these people, like, I mean, they really are upset
Cthulhu
about
Rising.
the fact that you are you. They don't like that.
They don't like me, and they don't like that I am me. You're right. You're absolutely
so
right.
how, like, what? Why are they so mad?
It's a good question, because if you ask each and every one of them,
there's a treasure trove of members only videos. So,
and then when you analyze,
also if you don't win one, you could hit the join button and get your own membership. I'll give you a big shout out and thank you to any new members. Thank you.
You know, so I would love to hear, actual people who aren't the detractors who are making this content.
I think he knew very little about
but actual people who maybe watch their content to say to me, why is it that we don't like Phil so much? Okay, you said you've been watching this stuff.
I've seen. Years. Yeah, I'm going to give you my answer, and it's not that I don't like you, by the way. I think you're fine. I think it's funny. I get the. I get it, right? But
wasting
you ask for money a lot. Like.
This is
because like I'll see like there'll be a new video and it'll pop up on my YouTube recommendeds on my smart TV, and it will just show up, and it's like there's a new one like every day, and it's you talking about
You're
people
right about that, Troy,
like meeting a sub goal. Kick recently there was one about people on Kick that weren't supporting the stream as well, and supporting the stream is giving money, and I feel like it's a very, very common thing, and like so how many times a day do you think you mention the amount of like people, like something in relation to you receiving money?
It depends. Every time that I receive something, I do a shout out. So you could argue that every single time someone contributes, I'm talking.
No, he's asking how many times you bet.
How often do you make a call to action or draw attention to the fact that you can donate money to your stream? Like what would be like? What do you think your ratio is?
He did defraud the IRS.
Well, what do you mean? Like no,
in my opinion,
of mentions? Do you mean the percentage of the actual stream?
Well, I mean, I don't know. I mean,
because I stream a lot. I stream every day, from around 11:30 a.m. till around 4 p.m. and then I have a second stream that starts around like 6:37, and that goes till like 10. Okay. So you talk.
Well, here's what Asmon's trying to get to. How many times during a typical stream do you ask for money? And you hear him. Oh, well, I basically stream 8 hours a day or something like that. If he simply said, oh, we have a goal tonight, and I would appreciate any support that you could, any support that you could send would really help us. Thank you for your support. Once an hour, nobody would care. But it's literally like half of his content is him begging and adding up the money and complaining that it's not enough. And come on, guys, I've been streaming for 5 hours and I've only gotten $37 and all of this shit. That's why people make such fun of him, because it's so constant. And this is a fair question that Asmon asked. How many times you do a call to action about the donos per day? Phil doesn't even know, because it's endless. It's absolutely endless.
Almost 8 hours of streaming a day.
Yeah.
All right. Every morning when I start, I bring it up. I'll say, "Oh, here's where we are with our goals for the week, and here's what we're doing."
Yeah, I'll have a boardroom meeting,
and here's how you can contribute. And then during the course of if I'm doing a podcast or whatever, I might bring it up like halfway through the podcast or near the end of the show. If we're near hitting a goal, like let's say for example,
you're right.
My kitty down. It's Jasper. Everybody, Jasper.
Oh, there he is. You got little white feet. Yeah, it's fine. So, I don't think they mind it. It's okay.
No, everyone loves a cute animal.
Yeah.
So, but let's say, for example, we're getting close to a goal.
It cuts out the begging segments from on-demand videos.
I'm going to bring it up. Say, hey, we're there. We're in the home stretch, guys. Hey, please contribute if you like the content. And now the thing is, I also my audience is here every day. I ham it up sometimes. I do it as a joke.
Yeah. Oh, it's a joke, me begging like a crackhead. It's all a joke. And here he's trying to rewrite history because he's basically saying only a couple of times per stream do I ask for money. Anybody can watch his live streams, especially on Raw Phil, where the begging segments aren't cut out. And if he wasn't embarrassed about all the begging, he wouldn't cut out all the begging. He would just leave it in. And I've never minded if I'm watching a live streamer and once per hour they mention like, hey guys, thanks for the support, and we'd appreciate if you could support the show, and you could do that through super chat or what. I don't mind that. Once an hour, I think is very reasonable. But when it's once every 10 minutes or, you know, half of the, if he's streaming for 4 hours, he's begging for 2 of those 4 hours. And I can prove it. We can add it together. There's actually a detractor channel that just cuts out everything but the begs. And that's very telling, right? Anime Chris is here with 1 for the goal. Big show supporter, Anime Chris. Thank you. Asmongold absolutely knows that Phil is full of BS. However, he chose the diplomatic route because he's going to make content out of it. And he might milk him for the next 6 months. Who knows, right? And I can't lie. If I was in a position to collaborate with Asmongold, I would do it. But Phil is going to fuck this up. He fucks up everything. The guy's got tremendous luck, but only like, it's only like to start something. He doesn't have the bandwidth mentally to keep something going and to work hard on something and keep it, you know, interesting and entertaining. And we know that because he gets this huge influx of new subscribers from this interview, something like 6,000 new subscribers. And what does he do? He basically does 2-hour streams babbling, telling the new viewers how great he is and how influential he was on the video game scene and how terrible his detractors are and his enemy. It was his podcast these last couple of days since this interview have been the most boring. Like him playing the nice guy and welcome home. If you love gaming, you're in the right place. And he's trying to put on this good guy mask, right? And thank you, Anime Chris, for your kindness, generosity, and support. Much, much appreciated. We're going to see, because I think that we're only going to do a little bit more of this. The content that he made as he gets the new viewers is absolutely shit. It's garbage. Like, you just got 6,000 new subscribers and you're just going to babble for 2 hours about your detractors and everything else. Yeah, he's a video game god. Yeah, he wants people to respect his lame opinions so bad. It's been all business meetings with counting donations and retcons. That's what he's been doing, yeah.
Oh, I'll like overly go overboard on purpose, and the audience knows it's a joke. But someone who clips it out of context and throws it out there, look what Phil did today.
Yeah.
I can't believe the audience is laughing at it. They're having fun with it. They know I'm not serious. They know that.
So they like that. What you're saying is they like you begging for money.
They think it's funny.
They want you. Do you think that they want you to do it?
Do they want me to ask for contributions actively?
Yes.
No.
Oh. Okay.
But they want me to succeed.
Okay.
They want me to be successful. For example, there was a day I actually tested it out.
If they really wanted him to be successful, they would just give him money without him having to ask for it. Do you ever watch a Kino stream? Like, people are throwing money at them like it's the last day on earth. They don't have to beg. They don't have to ask for it. And by the way, they joke sometimes, but people know they're joking.
Once did I ask for a contribution during an entire day.
So you went a whole day without asking for money?
Yes. I made $30.
Well, what's the average that you made? Well, okay, that's fine. But like, what's the average though? Like,
I would say each stream. Oh, wait. What's the average that I try to make a stream?
Yeah. Yeah, that was a joke.
Every stream,
a day.
I have a goal. Each stream that I do, I have a goal of $150, and I stream twice a day.
So you want $300 a day?
I would like that. I don't always get it. I
do sometimes, every time.
That's nice what I do.
What's the ratio that you get $300 in a day?
Fine.
Like how like what percent do you get it half the time? 20% of the time?
I would have to analyze. I would say today I actually get it more often than not. Today.
Wow.
Like it didn't used to be like that. It used to be a lot worse. And then what happened is in the last
lock
year
the doors until we get 40K.
I admitted to the WWE champions thing. I apologized for it to everyone for lying over the years. I said, listen, it's in the past. I'm not doing that stuff anymore. As you can see, my money is actually going towards the set. It's going towards the business. It's going towards important things.
Yeah.
You know, I'm out of financial distress thanks to you guys. Thank you so very much. I'm so grateful that my fans are supporting me in this way and allowing me to have kind of like a second chance at life, because now things are better. I'm coming out of that tunnel that I was in there.
Yeah.
This has been this, like, he's been on loop saying how much better he's doing for the last year and a half, right? Is he mentally challenged? I would say so, but I'm not a professional, right? He's definitely a little off. Something, you know, he's a few marbles short of a full bag, Arlene.
And they're coming out and supporting the content because of it, and I'm very grateful for it. But what happens is the detractors clip these moments of
DSP says this interview is the best thing that ever happened to him.
That's not true at all. I'm actually doing really well for myself. I'm happy with where I am right now.
So if you're doing really well, why do you keep begging?
Because that's how it works. That's the formula.
So it's like basically you have to keep doing. You think that the more that you ask for money, the more money you get, or is there like a but there's a min max level of that where it's like you can get at a certain point, you ask the optimum amount of times and you get the optimum amount of money. Is that basically it? There's like a ratio.
Yes and no, because for me, what I find is it really depends on what I'm doing. Like, I've been around since 2008, right? So I have a variety of viewers who come for specific things. Like, I do variety content, complete different kinds of games. So there might be someone who comes by only when I play an RPG, or
minimum and maximum begging.
Yeah, sure.
If I stand there and I just keep asking that audience over and over, it might not work. Or it could be that there's someone who's like, oh crap, that's right, Phil's streaming, and you know, today I want to support it. And
so you're like reminding them to give you money. You're like, oh, they might have forgotten, and it's like, oh shit, I forgot I had to give them $5.
Yes, and to be clear, because I see the reason that you're making. Okay, and it's fine. I get it.
He's not angry anymore because of
Did you know that before I became a full-time streamer in 2017, that I was not someone who asked for contributions at all? In fact, I was staunchly against it and I criticized it.
So why? I mean, I guess so. Like, what happened?
Yeah,
so I guess like you had another job.
Sure. Yeah.
No. So
you were unemployed.
I was laid off from an office job that I had in 2010.
Okay.
Then I tried to make YouTube my living, and it worked. And that's
schedule autism is not
2011
not
to
normal,
2017.
No.
But the majority of my income was just ad revenue on videos on YouTube, and I wasn't doing streaming where I was asking for subs, asking for memberships, asking for super chats, asking for tips. I did have a Patreon at one point that I was using for like side projects and things, but for the most part,
would you shout out the Patreon?
Videos. No, I don't even. I barely use the Patreon anymore. It's like a legacy thing, so it's not even working.
He was too lazy to hold
basically, for a long time, you weren't asking for money, but then I guess like whenever I'm assuming, you know, like the way that the timeline you're explaining it to me is, it seems like the reason why you started asking for money was probably because you got demonetized and like your YouTube revenue got fucked up. Is that what I'm assuming?
It wasn't demonetization. It was a combination of factors. I had already mentioned the copyright strike thing in 2015. So my channel was always one of the highest ranked gaming channels on YouTube for a long time. And then in 2015, I got hit with all these false copyright strikes.
So here he's retconning, and he's going to blame the detractors for why he had to turn to begging. Like, what a cope this is, man. Like, well, I wouldn't have become a beggar if not for those evil detractors.
Machinima/YouTube told me to delete a bunch of videos. So I did. And my channel got thrown right out of the recommended algorithm. Like, every fall, I used to call it the hardcore gaming season. All the big AAA games come out in the fall, right? And so I get a giant boost of views. That year, I was removed from the algorithm. I had no additional viewers whatsoever in the fall.
Yeah. And by the way, just to be clear, I don't have a problem with people with Patreons, except in some rare cases. Like, I knew somebody, and one of their haters kind of clued me in, that they were getting something like $3,000 or $4,000 a month on Patreon, and they never posted anything. And when they pitched the Patreon, they said, get extra content on my Patreon, but then they never gave the extra content. I don't know. I have had a good relationship with Patreon. It used to be a larger portion of our income. Now it's only, you know, I don't know, $50 a month or something, but our Patreon's only $1. And by the way, if you can't afford the membership on our channel here, which is $5, you get the same goodies on Patreon for $1. I did that when everybody was struggling during COVID. I made it $1 because people were sending me messages like, oh, you know, I'm laid off because of COVID, but I'd really like to get your extra content. I even made a list that I still have today where I post a Google Drive link to people who don't have the $1. You know, if you don't have $1, I'll let you just have the content.
And so my revenue tanked. And I struggled for about 2 years there to try to stay afloat, still just trying to do ad revenue.
Yeah, nobody told him to delete videos. He panicked and he screwed himself.
Plateau, and I couldn't get any views from the algorithm anymore. It was kind of like my legacy viewers kept watching me, and that was it. So then I became a full-time.
I'm pretty sure there's some yelling on my Patreon or members' videos.
And then I started with the whole e-begging, whatever you want to call it, and I've been successful doing that for quite a while now.
Yeah, it seems that way. I mean, $300 a day is a lot of money. I mean, your channel, the DSP gaming channel, was in 2010, and you said you were uploading since 2008. So where was the original channel?
Yeah, he is.
The original channel is just called Darksydephil.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I don't know why I didn't see it. It's Cthulhu Rising 666.
My original content, just camera. I wasn't
especially
even on camera.
after my latest medical issues, my vision is getting worse.
With a camera.
And I apologize.
Yeah.
I'm gonna have to lower the resolution on
my
monitor.
Is that channel still active?
It is active. It's not even monetized. It's just legacy content. If you want to go check it out, it's like 2.5 years where I did it as a hobby. I started before you could monetize gameplay videos. You can even make $1.
I've been successful at begging.
So I have passion for it. I liked doing it as a hobby for 2.5 years. And then in 2010, I said, I want to kind of do it a little bit more seriously. That Darksydephil channel had gotten a false copyright strike. And I said, let me start fresh. I'll make a new channel. So I did. And that's when DSP Gaming started in 2010.
Well, there was an accusation like people had.
Well, the good news is
people to
I'm very good at it. If I screw up somebody's name, I never do it again
once
I'm corrected. So I'll get it right from here on in.
Okay. 2009, I did my first face reveal video. Okay.
Like Dream.
And all right, not exactly like
Dream. Okay, go ahead.
Look how he talked about begging.
But similar, like people never thought that I would look like this.
Successful at pressuring disabled people to give him money.
Like my voice, like I look different than I sound, I guess, right? So they were like shocked or whatever.
There's no way Phil tips
DoorDash. I was not making any money doing any of this. I didn't have monetized videos, but people liked my content.
He would be the fake veteran, in a wheelchair.
And people wanted to see more. Can you play this game? Can you get this console? Can you do this? And I was like, well, I can't monetize my gameplay videos, but what I could do is do like a vlogging channel and see if I can get that into the YouTube partner program. And it worked. It did. Like I got it monetized. And all I was doing over there was
he abandoned. That's what a lot of people are saying.
I think this is when I actually started.
A lot of people are saying that he basically just threw his old audience in the trash and he's trying to suck up to the new Asmongold, which are called roaches, apparently, audience members. That's pretty much my perception of it too.
The DSP Tries It series where I started like taste testing food and stuff like that. You know, it was just like try anything because I could monetize that channel, make a few extra bucks. Didn't make a lot of money, but hey, every buck counts when this is your hobby and you're just trying to buy games and finance, you know, your hobby. So I did the face reveal video. In the video, I brought up, hey, you know, I don't make any money on the gameplay, but if you were to go over to the vlogging channel and watch the videos and click the ads, you would help me out. Yeah, I actively said that 100%.
And then he got hit for invalid click activity, and he wonders why he was demonetized from the ad revenue.
Black and white, you can see it right now. It wasn't like intentional. Like at that point, I didn't even know that was a problem. Okay. Now here's where the narrative's broken because my detractors will say, well, that's why you had all these financial problems because you lost your monetization on YouTube.
Yeah.
No, I lost my monetization on YouTube in December of
that's the new strategy. Just give me a ton of money without me asking for it, and I won't ask you to give me a ton of money.
It had nothing to do with that video at all. Okay. Here's what really happened.
Okay.
I was working a full-time office job, and that was my real income. That's where I was paying my mortgage with and everything. Okay. I got laid off in October 2010.
No free Pokemon.
There was no other jobs in that sector, basically the economy.
Well, that was during the 2008 recession. Yeah, of course.
It was a recession, right? I was like, dude, I just bought a condo, and I'm like, how am I going to pay my mortgage? I don't have a job.
I give it 2 weeks or less. Yeah, we're going to talk about that.
Sure.
So I said, all right, guys, here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to try to figure this out, but in the meantime, I'm going to double down on vlogging. I'm going to make a whole bunch of vlogs because that's the content that's monetized.
It is the Kino arc.
Yes. Monetize gameplay yet. So I'm like, please, let's go watch my content over there.
Yeah, his daddy got him a job.
In 1 month, I went from making like $500 on ad revenue to like $15,000.
The $3,000 he got won't see Monday.
Oh, wow. Okay, so you're making $15,000 a month at some point.
Yes, that was late 2010. Now this is the personal AdSense through YouTube.
Yeah, and listen, I tried to not be a jealous prick, but I can't lie. When I heard he got $3,000 for one stream, I was kind of like, what the fuck? I'm lucky if I get that in a month. Like, gross. So, but it is what it is. I give him credit for successfully manipulating this whole situation so far to his favor. But the thing is, pride comes before the fall. And we're only going to do a few more minutes of this, and then we're going to see the shit content that he's giving these 6,000 new subscribers. When I got the Kino bump, I got lucky because just some things came, all the stars aligned, and I had great content ready for the new viewers and really buckled down to make the best content that I could, knowing that we got a fresh new influx of a lot of new audience members. He's basically telling his new audience how great he is for 2 hours at a shot. How long does he think this is going to be successful? And he's also saying, I'm not going to beg or have goals anymore. As long as you guys keep giving me money. Like, how long does he think it's going to be before he has to go back to begging? I give it less than a week. I don't think he's going to make it 7 days, but we'll see.
So you were balling. Okay, that's pretty good.
And then the next month, I made $18,000.
Wow.
And YouTube said, there's something wrong here. How can this guy overnight go from making $500 to $13,000 to $18,000? This doesn't make sense.
The grift can't last forever.
They suspended my AdSense account and said, we think that there's invalid clicking activity. We think that you have people who are going to your ads and just going crazy on them because they feel bad for you because you lost your job.
So that's not the intention. It's kind of like the vest thing, right? Or like everybody wanted, and the vest thing was so popular.
Most people are giving him 2 weeks.
You had to stop it.
I don't think he'll last 2 weeks.
It's the same thing with YouTube. That it's a suffering from success. You came up too fast, and they weren't ready for it.
In that case, absolutely.
Yeah.
That's exactly what happened.
It's already starting to dwindle.
Back then, I was like the underdog. Everyone liked my content.
Yeah, invalid click activity because you asked people to click on
overboard.
You dummy.
And I lost my AdSense at that time.
Yes.
Later on, years later, I got it unsuspended and everything after a time period had passed. But that's when I ended up having to go get partnered with another company like Machinima to make revenue on YouTube again.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So so all that happened, and now are you getting ad revenue on YouTube and everything is fine, right?
Yes. Oh yeah.
Okay, so everything's totally okay. There's no issues anymore. And so if I understand this, so you were not asking for money because you were getting ad revenue, and now you're getting ad revenue still, and you still ask for money. Is it just because it's not as much as it used to be? Is that pretty much it? Would there ever be theoretically, right? If you got $15,000 a month now, because also, do you increase the amount of money that you try to get per year, based off of inflation? Because I saw a video of you asking for $300, and this is 2 years ago. It's gone up a lot since then, right? So it should be $315.
No, I mean, it's all just kind of an arbitrary thing. I'm not sitting here with a calculator trying to figure out exactly what should be made, what does. I've tried different amounts.
Well, how long?
Yeah, he does sit there with a calculator. For example, Phil will know. Come on, guys, I've been streaming for an hour and 15 minutes, and I've only gotten $37. He knows exactly. He is sitting there with a calculator. Cthulhu Rising with one for the goal says, glad you're covering this mess and really enjoy your other stuff. Once the roaches see him mask off, this will end in disaster. Yeah, that's what I'm waiting. I'm waiting for the mask to slip, Cthulhu Rising. And we know it's going to happen soon.
How long have you done the $300 goal?
Probably all this year.
Well, it was 2 years ago, right? I mean, it was 2 years ago, and so I mean, like, when did you start doing it?
The $300 goal,
yeah,
like 2 streams of 150. That was definitely this year. Now,
no,
previously I've tried other things.
Because I've tried. There's a YouTube video with a title that says that you've been doing it 2 years ago.
He doesn't even know what it's
all the amounts.
Okay.
No, I've changed the amounts over the year. Sometimes it was 100. There was times that it was 200. It's gone up and down based on what the market will bear, essentially.
So it is for inflation.
Yeah,
okay.
I'm getting as I'm
you got to test
setting it for as much as I can get
to support with.
Yeah,
you know what I mean.
Right.
And for the record, you're talking about the ad revenue thing. Do I have ad revenue right now? Yes, I do. Is it anywhere near what I used to make? Absolutely not. The ad revenue is tanked because my views are way low because
you're boring and you suck.
So I don't get a lot of views on my content anymore. My own content. The thing is, everyone knows DSP. Everyone watches DSP. They just don't watch DSP.
You ever notice with Phil, nothing is ever his fault? Oh, I'm only getting 1,000 views a video because everybody steals my content, or because, you know, whatever. It's never like I'm boring. My show sucks. I do absolutely the least I could possibly do to call it a show, and upload slop every day, and nobody tunes into my slop. He never acknowledges that some of this could be his fault at all. It's like those people who say they're shadow banned on YouTube, you know, that's why they don't get any views. Thirsty Tree with 1 for the goal. Glad to see you're doing well, Steve. The new surge of eyes on Phil will dither once they see how boring and terrible he and his content is. I agree. And thank you for your kindness, generosity, and support. Much, much appreciated. We are 6 of 20 for the goal. Let's see if we can hit a goal. I'm not asking for $3,000 like Phil, you know.
On DSP Gaming, they watch it everywhere else. So I don't make anything when you watch me. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
So the ad revenue is kind of it's nice to have a little bit of side income, but that's nothing like what it used to be. Back then, we're talking 10 years ago. Everyone watched DSP on DSP Gaming. I was making
the most boring way possible. You're right, Princey 55.
Just a raw gameplay video, you know. Now I make a few hundred. So it's pretty insane the decline there, because people rip it right away. They restream it live. They put it on their channel before I even have a chance to get someone.
Honestly, they're both pretty boring. Yeah.
I mean, there's a video here, and it has almost 5 million views, and it's about you. Of Darks from Turkey Tom. It's a 2. This is longer than I think it might be longer than the 2 Towers, Lord of the Rings.
The raw.
Oh, there's a 4-hour documentary from last year from June the King, and I reacted to that whole thing.
Wow. Okay. So all right. So there's been a lot of these, and by the way, it should be $325 now. If you had started it 2 years ago, that's right. Yeah. So it should be a little bit higher.
Meaningful.
So if you were making, let's say, $15,000, is there? Let's just say, is there a number?
This is my favorite
that's
part.
Like, you know, semi-reasonable that you would get to, and you would say, okay, I'm now making this much money on my streams. I don't need to ask people for money anymore. Like, is there ever going to be a universe where you stop asking for money?
That's a good question, but okay, let's think of this reasonably, right? Like, cost of living.
Okay, so the answer is no.
Able to be self-sufficient. No, it's not true.
He answered the question for him.
People have said to me,
there's no universe in which he'll stop asking for money.
One question.
And this right here is why Phil decided that he's going to stop asking for money and having goals. Come on, man. Come on. Moth Loves Detracting is here with 1 for the goal, saying a big nothing burger. Not for Phil. This is actually a big W for him. He got $3,000, right? And we'll talk about that in a moment. But thank you, Moth Loves Detracting, a big show supporter. Thank you for your kindness, generosity, and support.
That they ask me all the time. Phil, right now, let's say you were to win the lotto. Now, let's say you didn't become like insanely wealthy, but let's say you won $10-20 million. Right?
That's pretty good.
Would you still stream? And the answer that I say, yes, I would still stream. It would be way decreased from what I do now. You know, I wouldn't be doing 6 days a week. Maybe I do 2-3 days a week because I like doing it. But it would basically be my hobby. I would not accept contributions, or if I accepted contributions, I would donate them all.
1 week, that's it.
You know, $20 million. I'm probably good for the rest of my life.
Yeah,
you know,
I would say so.
I don't need to fucking do nothing. You know, so that's it. Like, I love what I do. I do it for the passion of doing it. I'm not doing it to sit here and beg all day. I say to my audience all the time, I wish I didn't have to ask you guys for anything. It was awesome back in the day before the channel got screwed up. And the views plummeted and the ad revenue plummeted. It was just about playing the games. But now what's happened is I've changed my content. Now I'm a more social streamer. Now a lot of the times it's more about hanging out and having a good time and conversing rather than the game.
All right, I think we get the point of the interview there. That's quite enough. So mostly a glazing from Asmongold, which surprised me because I seen him go really hard after this Casey-tron. You know, like he said, he does wish that her and her whole family becomes homeless and shit, and she deserves it. So I was kind of like expecting some fireworks, which we did not really get. But the funniest part is the funniest part of this is that fresh from getting $3,000 for one interview, right, in support, and I looked, and I hate to pocket watch, but I looked and it looked like a lot of $100 super chats from Asmongold supporters is what got him that huge outpouring of support. And so, you know, this is how stupid this is. Darksydephil is the luckiest loser on the internet because he's such a loser, and he falls into this situation where a channel with 4 million subs sort of glazes him and helps him rewrite history and play the nice guy and the victim. Like, it's all those dirty detractors' fault why I have to beg. And so he gets $3,000, and then the next day he's like, well, I'm not going to beg anymore. We'll try this a different way. But he's basically holding the audience hostage. Like, if you guys just give me free money without me asking for it, then I don't need to ask for it. So he's basically saying he'll return to begging as soon as the money dries up. But because I think because he got the $3,000, he thinks this is permanent. Like, he'll just be getting $3,000 a day now. Caney Death Squad with one for the goal, saying Asmongold is low IQ. Well, I'll have to disagree with you there. I think he's actually extremely well-spoken and intelligent from what I've seen. But I'm sure like I said, I don't know much about Asmongold, but certainly I've clicked on some of his videos that have come across my video feed over the years. I'm fascinated that he does such huge views based on some of the videos that I've seen. I think he's talented, but I just don't know the story of that media. Like, how did he get to that kind of 4 million subs, right? But I can tell he's good at what he does. He's entertaining, right? I like those, what is it, Steak and Eggs podcast? Some of that stuff is funny, like when he streamed with his dad and his dad told stories about how he was as a child. And, who's that girl that he streams with from Steak and Eggs? I like her. She's easy on the eyes. So, yeah, I'll disagree with you, Caney Death Squad. I think he's got to be good at what he does to have survived this long. But here's Darksydephil turning over a new leaf, saying no more goals, and he's not going to beg. Tell me in the live chat, how long do you think it's going to be before Phil goes right back to begging like a crackhead? Because I don't know. I just think he's a creature of habit, and leopards don't change their spots and all that. I think that his ego is all pumped up. I got $3,000 during one stream. And now he's thinking that that's the new norm. That's how fucking stupid he is. He's learned nothing. Like, doesn't he understand what a bump is? You've been at this game for 17 years. You don't understand that the bump is temporary. And there's no way. Like, I knew this full well myself with the Kino bump. I prayed that it would go on forever, but I knew that this is going to be a temporary situation, and eventually I'll return to normal levels. But honestly, in my case, I didn't return. I've never gone as low as I was before the Kino bump. I'm not doing as well as I was during that all those guest spots and everything. Was certainly pumping my numbers out the wazoo, but I knew that was temporary. Phil hasn't learned that a bump is temporary. He thinks this is just his new, oh, I'm going to get 500 live viewers now because that's what he got from this bump. Instead of getting 150 or 200 live viewers, he was getting 500 live viewers these last couple of days. But it's already starting to go down and dwindle because the new audience is starting to see already how fucking boring he is. He is boring as shit. Casey Tron wished death on Asmon's mother when dying. Well, thank you, John Diaper, for the kindness. I didn't know that. Well, that makes sense why he was so mean and nasty to her. Fuck her. And actually, as I recall, I watched that Casey Tron video. He did mention that she went after his mother, which is a really shit thing to do. And then he showed that she's been harassing him for literally years. He showed the Twitter feed of every time she mentioned him. And boy, he went after her good. And I was kind of hoping he was going to go after DSP that good, right? It's but thank you, John Draper. Yes, Chill Station 7. It's the Asmongold stimulus package for sure. Asmon's viewers are drama lovers. They won't last with DSP. Well, he better start giving them some drama. Yeah, and I noticed they're already asking him to do react videos to videos. So basically, they want him to do Asmon's gig. Turn him into Asmon. He can't do Asmon because he's so unentertaining and boring. That woman looks like Phil with a wig on and a bong in her hands. Yes. All right, so let's hear this. No more begging, friends.
And I want to get everyone's thoughts on this. Okay?
And this is all because Asmongold told him that he asked for money too much. Kino told him he asked for money too much. I told him he asked for money too much. Everybody has told him he asked for money too much. But I don't know. Like, he must have a hard-on for Asmongold. So Asmongold tells him, you do ask for money an awful lot. And is there ever a world where you'll stop the begging? And suddenly he's going to stop the begging.
So here's the deal. If things are changing for the better, if I'm going to have more eyes in a positive light on me every day, and I'm not saying that it's going to be like this every day.
Yeah, you're thinking
I'm just saying that it likely right now, at least for the short term, it looks like things are going to be good, right? If that's the case, then I have a unique opportunity to reassess the way that I do things in a very positive way. For example, all right, short-term stuff.
Foreign
every
audience.
day.
Really? That's interesting.
I have a $150 goal per stream. I'd like to hit that goal every single day. But if I turn on the stream and I talk to you guys for 50 minutes and I make $149,
yeah,
that's kind of an arbitrary
I know
thing,
that.
don't you
Yeah,
think?
she's kind of she's a mess, that girl.
It doesn't really matter that much to hit 150 if people are going to support like this. I don't really need that, right? You know what I'm saying? And it's funny because yesterday, one of the major things, one of the big contentions that Asmongold had with me is that you ask too much for money. You're e-begging too much. What if I don't have to ask because people are being forthcoming with contributions? Then I literally never have to say, hey.
I agree. Hell will freeze over.
Give me money. You get it? That's what I'm saying. Like, the point I made, and this is a very pertinent point. What was happening was I had a very isolated audience, meaning it was longtime viewers who like me and support me no matter what. They've been through thick and thin with me. And then I had casual viewers who would come by.
Yeah, he forgot all about wings all of a sudden. Yeah.
If I didn't ask for contributions, I wouldn't get
God bless Asmongold.
Like if on a typical day, like there was
here's what I'll say. I might not even like his content. I haven't disliked his content. Most of the videos that I've seen, I thought were interesting. And, I do commentary. So most of his videos are commentary videos or react videos. I think he's very talented and God bless him. I have tremendous respect for anybody that figures out the YouTube algo to the extent that they can generate tens of thousands, hundreds of thousands, or millions. God bless him. He has been, here's what I'll say that I do know. He's been incredibly consistent and he has a work ethic, and he came from nothing. I love self-made rich people. I love it when a guy gets rich and they started in the dirt like me, because then I say, well, there's hope for all of us. This guy figured it out. Why work some shit job you hate when you could just go on the internet and be funny or entertaining and make 10 tons more money? God bless him. I have tremendous respect for the guy regardless of if I even like his content or not. Like another great example is Keemstar. I don't like Lolcow Live and all the shit that Keemstar does. I think it's not good content, but that's my opinion. But do I respect Keemstar for figuring out how to make shit tons of money on YouTube? Fuck yeah, I do. Fuck yeah, I do. Right? More power to him, says Chill Station 7. Yeah, good for him. That's what I say.
The day I said I did a test. On a day I just said, I'm not going to ask for contributions. And in the entire day of streaming, first and second stream, I made $30. The whole day.
That's not a long enough sample to really make a real determination. And Asmon brought up a good point. You don't have a frame of reference because you haven't, like, let's say he did this. Let's say he did 90 days of begging like a crackhead like he usually does. And then the next 90 days, he didn't beg at all and compared the income over those 2-3 month periods. That would be a fair test. Not, I tried it one day and nobody gave me any money, so I went right back to begging like a fucking crackhead.
8+ hours of streaming. Obviously, that's not even a living wage. You know what I'm saying? On a day when typically I ask and I remind people that I have ways to contribute and we have goals and we're rallying to hit the goals and we're doing celebrations for when
there's really a Phil
life.
Supporter.
I almost always am
I calling me a 220?
But almost always. So it's kind of like cause and effect. And the thing is, the people who actually like the content and come here to chill aren't offended that I ask for contributions.
He is a panhandler.
They're not, because if they were, they would tell me and they would leave.
They do tell you and leave.
But the thing is,
he blocks anybody who complains about the begging. So this is not an honest statement. Like, my audience would tell me if they don't like it and I'd stop begging. They do tell you, and then you block them for telling you that you beg too much.
Clip that and throw it on the internet and say, look at this e-beggar. He's a horrible person. Everyone hates him, but they don't. The people who are here like I said, he's the luckiest loser on the internet. God bless him. People weren't upset that when I play Pokemon,
a lot of people have told me they
contribution, you could name a Pokemon.
But I don't know. I'm trying to view it through his eyes, but I don't know him well enough to do that. I'm thinking, like, what if I had a bank account with millions of dollars in it, and I made so much money that I could turn off ads on my streams and not ask for subs on different platforms and just do it for the love of the game and maybe some YouTube ad revenue? Would I really care to, like, do the best, most lethal interview of somebody like Darksydephil? Probably not. It looks to me like Asmon just talked to him for shits and giggles, right? And one of the things I'll say is, even being a small-time streamer, you get a lot of opportunities, but Asmon's a huge streamer. So for Asmon, I think it was kind of like, this guy's been coming across my feed for 10 years. I've been seeing shit from him and hearing shit about him. So yeah, let's have a conversation. That's what I think this was. It wasn't an interview. It wasn't, it was just a rich guy who doesn't really need the money doing something for fun. Like, let's talk to this guy that I've heard is such a jerk off, right? That's what it was.
And see that Pokemon in my party the entire stream. They liked that idea. They said, that's a cool way to interact with you as a streamer. And whenever people watch that playthrough back on your channel from 2 hours, until whenever YouTube gets deleted,
40,000 views,
that Pokemon will be there. And that you were a part of that. You were part of an interactive playthrough with a streamer. How cool is that?
Yeah. How long is that going to last?
No one was pissed. No one was screaming in anger that I did that. But that's how my detractors portrayed it. Okay. But again, here's the thing. If people are going to support, then I don't have to ask.
Oh, was he part of that?
That makes a lot of sense, doesn't it?
I didn't know he was part of that.
Check out the content and watch in droves, and my ad revenue is going to go up behind the scenes because more people are watching. If people are going to come to the streams and support the streams without me asking, then I don't have to ask.
Yeah, and here's where it's a boardroom meeting. Okay, if my ad revenue goes up, if people give me the money without me having to ask, then I won't ask. So basically, he's put, okay, I'm not going to beg anymore, but there's conditions for the no begging. You guys have to just give me like 3,000 like you just did for this Asmon interview without me asking for it. My ad revenue has to go up, and the money just has to magically appear without me saying anything. Then I won't beg. Otherwise, he's going straight back to begging.
It's kind of like the polar opposite of the situation I was in before. Do you want to know why I started asking for contributions on streams? because the trolls destroyed this channel.
Oh, yeah, it's their
fault. Took it out of the YouTube algorithm, and I could no longer make enough ad revenue on my videos to make a living. I made a living on ad revenue alone all the way through early 2017.
Yeah, well, things changed,
but then
buddy.
It fell off because
that's about the time of the adpocalypse. I don't think that was the trolls.
I didn't get views anymore. When I played a hot new game, no one could find my channel.
You're right.
So I had to become an interactive streamer in order to make ends meet. I didn't want to be an interactive streamer. I didn't want to beg. They made me have to do that to stay afloat.
No self-respect.
And then after creating that situation through false copyright strikes and all of these problems, they then criticized me for doing the thing that I'm doing because they ruined my channel. So they are basically Dr. Frankenstein.
Yeah, that's
they
interesting.
They created a monster through their own actions. Right. Then when the monster...
Yeah, that's part of the crash out too. He's like, I would love to hire an editor, but I can't because I can't give anybody admin access to my channel. Dude, are you retarded? You could hire an editor and just give him a Google Drive and say, upload the clips there and I'll upload them to my channel. He's making all kinds of excuses for why he can't do what a pro streamer would do, like Kino and have a on-staff editor, or like Asmon and have an on-staff editor.
Monster ran rampant. They were like, oh no, a monster, how horrible. But you made it. You're the one that made me have to do this.
It's your fault. I begged like a crackhead.
So if that's the one thing that everyone has problems with, wow, Phil asked for contributions too much, then we can fix that. If you guys are going to show up and be awesome to me every day, I don't ever have to bring it up. And if you think it's toxic that I bring up income, then I won't. Because if I'm doing good, why do I care? Right? Why would I ever say?
So in other words, as long as the money shows up, I won't beg. But if the money doesn't show up, I'm going right back to begging.
Get to a situation where I don't even need stream income, I would turn it off or I would donate it all. Like, let's say I hit the lotto right now.
Oh, yeah.
I would give it all away. I would still stream.
He's not
because I love streaming.
Shit.
But I would give it all away.
How much of his income do you think he donates to charity right now? Zero. You can just tell he's a selfish, greedy prick. He's not giving anything to charity. And I don't know. My wife and I give to animal-related charities, you know, like animal shelter, no-kill animal shelters and things like that. And our reasoning is that, you know, those animals can't help themselves. They need people to help them. But, you know, a lot of people that are out there with their hand out, they can help themselves, but choose not to.
For this to happen, I just wanted to make content that people enjoyed, man. I never even wanted to do this for a living. I fell into it when I got laid off from an office job in 2010.
He is a charity.
So that's
yeah, he is. He's his own favorite charity.
I'm not going to ask for anything. Why would I? So thank you for that. Let's have a great time together.
He takes quarters out of the stands for together. Kids.
I'll shout out your contributions and let's have fun. But now the question remains, do we want to do this? Do we even want to have goals anymore?
Oh boy, he's gonna get rid of the goals.
The thing is,
and
I'm very skeptical about getting rid of them, and here's why. I've been down this path before, okay? And like I said, success can be fleeting. So, because of that, let's say I abolish the goals.
What do I care?
But then within
buys a mod bot and censors
everything
all the
falls apart,
terms
papers off, viewers are gone, income's gone. Do I bring them back? Or are people going to be like, you already got rid of them, you can't bring them back, right? So let's see what happens right now. I'm totally okay with abolishing the goals.
Totally okay with it right now.
I'm totally okay.
I just got $3,000. I'm totally okay with turning the goals and the begging off for a little while. How long is this going to last? A lot of people are saying 1 week. Some people are saying 2 weeks. I don't think it might be before the end of the fucking weekend that he's back to begging, if you ask me. But it's interesting. And see, this is what Phil doesn't get. He should have just kept his mouth shut. I think there was two reasons that he did this. One is because he considers Asmon somewhat of a hero or something. And Asmon's like, you beg too much, bro. So he's like, okay, in order to make my new boyfriend happy, I'm going to turn off the begging and I'm going to turn off of all the goals and just let people give me whatever they're going to give me. You know, the minute that he's having a long stream with no support, he's going to crack and the mask will come off and he'll start bitching about, come on, guys, I've been here for 3 hours and I've only gotten $22 or whatever. It's going to happen. He's not going to be able to contain himself. And this is why the luckiest loser on the internet always ends up losing anyway. No matter how lucky he gets. And let's be clear, cards on the table, I'm not jealous that he got that Asmon thing, but boy, I would sure love a Asmon rub or bump, right? Call me Asmon. I'm DM me, Twitter, at Stephen Cambion. Anyway, he's going to fucking fuck this up. Just like he fucked up the Kino arc. Just like he fucked up the Kino arc. He would be making twice as much money as he's been if he just did what PPP told him to do. Just be a good puppet and talk drama, make drama content, make shit tons of money. He would rather just beg. The fact that, you know, I don't understand how he can have self-respect, too much self-respect to make drama content, but not too much self-respect to beg like a crackhead every day of his life. I have another clip where he says he hates begging. We're going to get to it. And thank you, Winner Waifu 404. His snorting really subsided, huh? Yeah, it went away. What's that about? Does he just stop? He just stops snorting all of a sudden? Like, what's that about? I agree with you. And thank you for your kindness, generosity, and support.
Okay, with the not asking for support, if people are going to do it anyway, totally, 100%. But then the thing is, we've already got this whole thing. Every 10 goals hit, I do DSP tries it. Do we not do that? Do I just do DSP?
And remember, he just got 6,000 new subscribers, meaning 6,000 new viewers. And this is the content he's given them. Guys, do you think I should stop begging? I'm okay with stopping begging as long as you new guys just keep giving me lots and lots of money. And the other reason I think he did this, I mentioned the Asmongold, you know, saying he begs too much and he's trying to suck up to Asmongold to be his new best friend and save his shitty streams. The other thing is he got $3,000 from one stream. So he doesn't want to put up a 150 goal when he's got all these new whales dropping $100 fucking super chats every 10 minutes or buying, you know, 20, 25, 50 kick subs for him. He doesn't want them to see that paltry, measly 150 money. I think this is calculated. If he takes that 150 down, he's reasoning in his greedy little mind that he's going to get 1,000 or 2,000 every stream instead of the measly 150. So why put up a goal of a measly 150 when these people, these new roach whales, are going to give me $1,000 a stream and I won't even have to beg? This is carefully calculated, but it's going to blow up in his face because that support is going to dry up, I think, in the next couple of days. And remember, if you get a big influx of new subscribers, you got to have great content to show them. I got extremely lucky. Like, we put out a free documentary right after I got the Kino bump that was well edited, well produced, well researched. It was edited beautifully. It was artistic. I got lucky. We had some shit in the pipeline to go, okay, we've got all these new viewers. Here's some excellent content for you guys. Like, all the stars aligned. I was ready. Phil gets 6,000 new subscribers. And what content is he? He's babbling like this for 2 hours at a shot. Well, what do you think I should do, guys? Should I still ask for the 150, but I need the 150? What if I don't get the 150? Do I go back to asking for the 150? Do I stop begging? Do I keep begging? To 6,000 new subscribers, you dumbass. What are you doing? If they really are gaming fans and they're there to see gaming, this asshole could have done so much to please and excite and keep those new viewers. He could have just talked for 2 hours about his own personal history with gaming. That would have been endlessly better than this boardroom meeting bullshit that nobody cares about, Phil.
He tries it every once in a while just for fun. I'm okay with that. Maybe like once a week, we do a once-a-week DSP tries it.
As a reward, I will be extending the business meeting
rather
today.
than it being based on
goals
and
yes,
levels.
oh gee,
I'm okay with that. Really, I am 100%. Why would I not be okay with that?
For the content,
okay.
Asmongold's own words, yeah.
Cool.
Yeah,
so I have shout outs
that.
to do.
I love
But then on top of what we're talking about now, I have more stuff that I need to address. My hair is sticking up right in the middle. It's bothering me. I have more stuff that I want to address because this might not only
he thinks they're the new viewers are employees
and the end of the goals. This might actually mean the end of
the 6,000 new subs will be gone as fast as they came. I agree.
Having all of my content being controlled by income. And I'm going to explain what I mean in a second, okay? Because there's been certain games and playthroughs this year.
Okay, so
that I had to.
The gist of this is no more goals, no more begging, and he's claiming here that he's not going to wage quit games anymore. Those are 3 huge changes, and I don't think he's capable of changing one of those 3 things, let alone all 3 of them, especially for the long term.
Stop playing or didn't get to play as much as I wanted to because they weren't bringing in attendance, views, or
support. His podcast is just a board meeting.
People are going to be showing now, then maybe that doesn't matter anymore. We'll talk about that because there's one particular game that I want to bring up that I think if you guys are from Asmongold's group right now and you're watching me, I think there's a game he loved this year that I loved this year.
Yeah, we know he lied about that. Of course, yeah.
And I'm upset about that. Okay, we'll talk about that in a second. Let's do shout-outs.
Okay. Oh, geez, man. Oh, geez. I wanted to share this because the next day he reiterates that he is going to stop begging. He reiterates, I'm not going to beg anymore. So we've gotten 2 days of Phil and saying he's not going to beg or have goals anymore. If you know that tags with thumbnails increase discoverability in the algorithm, how about you learn to use them? Yeah, I mean, there's a lot that he could be doing. Yeah, people have been reporting down from the rafters. He's wearing the Chris Chan shirt. Yeah. Asmongold said Expedition 33 is the Gotsy? I don't know. He's snaking Asmongold's video game audience. I'm stuck in a loop. Get it? All right. Well, here he is saying he's not going to beg anymore. This is him again on the second day of the Level 1 podcast of him saying, I'm not going to beg anymore.
And I will not. As long as you guys are here and you are supporting my content and you are engaging with the content and we are having a great time together, I don't need to. I didn't ever have to until the trolls destroyed this channel. So as long as you guys are here to help to fix that.
Yeah, the trolls destroyed my channel. That's why I had to beg like a crackhead for years and years. How many years has he been begging like that? Somebody more familiar with the lore have got to know. Since 2017, right? So 2018, 2019, 2020. For 7 years, he's been begging like a crackhead on streams. And he's going to blame 7 years of begging on losing ad revenue? Come on, Phil. What a cope. What a despicable cope this is.
I don't need to do those things that no one likes. All those things that my trolls have issue with, I don't have to do anymore.
Yeah, but he just said, I don't have to do those things no one likes, like have goals, like begging like a crackhead, like twisting the arms, like complaining if I don't get enough money. I don't have to do those things that no one likes. But in the Asmon interview, he said that his audience likes it. They don't mind it. Nobody except his trolls has a problem with it. Here he is admitting nobody likes a beggar, Phil. Nobody likes a beggar. You know that to be true.
Because you're here. You found me. We did it. So we're good. We could just chill and have fun every day. Enjoy games, enjoy each other's company.
Yeah.
This is what it's all about. This is all I ever wanted. I never wanted to sit here and beg. Do you think I woke up in the morning and said, man, I just can't wait to start asking for money today? No. I hate it. I literally fucking hate doing it. So now I could just be me instead of some kind of a fucking shill doing schmoozing and saying, oh, hit the goal. And I will not
hit the goal. So here we have it from his own mouth. He hates begging like a crackhead. And there we go. Dave7244 saying, Phil is a bum. Get a job, bum. Yeah, absolutely. And we thank you for that, Dave7244. And we have Mark Kerr saying his questions to Asmongold were about himself. Yeah, he gets a chance to ask Asmongold anything, and he starts asking Asmongold about himself. Oh, you can't make this shit up, man. You can't make this shit up. That's basically where we're at. And by the way, thanks to Duty Clips for the clips and Bland Polecat for that clip that we just played. I've been a little too busy couch surfing and watching this shit to actually make my own clips. So thanks to those guys, I didn't have to. Go check out Duty Streams channel and Bland Polecat's channel. Good Phil detractor content. And so I just wanted to play this because remember, look, maybe it's just me, and I'll put my cards on the table. The only other channel or content creators or whatever that ever really helped me with the bump or rub was Kino Casino. And I wasn't quite prepared, like I wasn't really like expecting much, but when I saw like the jump in viewers and subscribers, I started almost having a panic attack, like, holy shit, I've got all these new viewers. I have to put out great content to keep as many of these people here and interested and engaged and liking what I'm doing and checking us out. And so for me, I felt like a tremendous pressure after that Kino bump to do great shows and give people good content. We put out some free documentaries and things like that, right? Phil has not learned that if you get a big influx of new subscribers, you have to give them your best. You have to give them your fucking content game. Show them why they should keep clicking on your videos, or show them why they should subscribe to your channel, or why they should stay subscribed. It's just as easy to click unsubscribe as it is to click subscribe, Phil, you fucking moron. So Phil gets this tremendous opportunity. Like I said, he's the luckiest loser on the internet. First, the Kino give him a huge resurgence and help him come out of obscurity to start actually making money again. And then he fucked them. And now Asmongold came out of nowhere and gives him this huge rub and this huge bump and 6,000 new viewers and doubled or tripled his live viewership and pumped up his fucking numbers like crazy. And Phil decided right then and there that because of these new viewers, he had to give everybody his A game. All these new viewers were here. He had to give them his best content to keep those viewers active and engaged and subscribed and supporting his stream. And here, my friends, is what he gave all those new viewers. It's so fucking bad. Oh my God, it's so fucking bad. It's good.
We're going to have a split audience. We're going to have people who are my regulars who have been along for the ride for a very long time, know all about this show,
it does look like
and know the deal.
Kindergarten class.
But there's also going to be many of you who are newcomers, people who have just subscribed to the channel.
I would totally do that.
I would
totally do that.
And I'm hoping that you will enjoy the show as well. But you're probably wondering, what's it all about? Don't you talk to your audience every day? What is this Level 1 podcast, right? So,
well, thanks, Dave.
I do a podcast usually 2 to 3 times a week. When I do a podcast, I basically have set topics where I feel I want to address them in kind of a formal format. Maybe I know exactly what talking points I want to make about each topic. This could include news,
round the clock mooching.
It could include current events. Yes. It could be about gaming or otherwise. But usually,
Steve
it's on topic about gaming.
Shirt.
This
that
is
looks like
a place where I talk
that looks
about
like a Mr. Rogers sweater, dude.
schedule,
I don't know.
Events, planning of those kind of things.
Trying to look
we
like
talk about games that I'm playing. We talk about games that I could potentially play in the future. This is basically a nice place to have interactive discussion with the audience, but also
now he has no music.
I do just talk with
actually,
the audience.
You know what? For the benefit of YouTube content creators or any content creator that's worried about copyright strikes and music, I will say this: I used to buy Creative Commons collections or royalty-free music collections. But I got burned so many times. I paid money for these collections of music I was supposed to be able to use on YouTube, and then a year later, they start getting copyright claimed, or maybe a year and a half later, sometimes 6 months later. So my solution has been Suno. You pay for the commercial license. You can use it commercially wherever. There's no copyright claims from your AI-generated music. He's so lazy, why doesn't he just get a Suno membership and you just describe what kind of music you want and it makes it? It's not rocket science, and then you get no copyright claims. No, Now Phil just plays like a 10-minute slideshow with no music at all, no sound, right? Do It Now says, I do a podcast where I talk about nothing with no opinion or expertise on the topic. Welcome to the tutorial level podcast. Like I said, I was just shocked that Phil didn't realize, oh, I've got all these new viewers. I better put my best foot forward and really do great content. There's 1,000 things he could have done that would have been endlessly. Listen to this slop, dude. Just put the slop in the bag, Phil. Put the slop in the bag.
Day on stream. That's a little different because usually there's a game involved. Here, it's just a dedicated show to spend time with the fans and viewers so that we can, brainstorm, but also I can give you my opinions. Sometimes I react to like a game trailer, or for example, just last week I reacted to the big Steam.
It's better than no audio at all.
Hardware, like the Steam machine and stuff like that, that'll be coming out next year. So that's really the purpose of the podcast. Okay. The thing is, most people who are newcomers to the channel don't know about it. You guys just joined, right? So you're not aware of what the difference is. And hopefully after today, you'll give the show a look and you'll decide whether or not you want to follow it. I have viewers who literally only watch my podcast.
Creative content means. No,
they'll only come to watch the Level 1 podcast. They don't watch the gaming streams or whatever. They're just here for the discussion, and then they're off, and they come back when there's another podcast, and that's okay.
I'd love to know what they were thinking.
I try to do it like every other day. It would be a rare time when I would actually do the show like 2-3 days in a row, unless there's a lot going on in news to cover.
Yeah, but then you got to pay by the month.
Now, to be fair,
to keep it from.
I'm no Asmongold. Okay, I don't pull in those numbers, and I don't cover a lot of drama.
This is video
because a lot of people tend to think, well, this is probably the show where Phil is going to go react to people who are talking about him and doing all of that. No, it's not. There has been some of that in the past, but I've basically in the last year made a concerted effort to stay out of drama and make this a more serious show about gaming and my own work ethic and discussions about what games to play, etc. That's it. I don't really want to turn this show into some kind of a drama war format where it's reacting and talking shit about people. I just don't want to do that. That's the kind of content for other people, and that's fine. If that's what
Man, he's 20 minutes in and still talking about the show. I'm out.
Ever since the interview with Asmongold on Monday, people have been coming out of the woodwork
use
to
it
try
as
to
a
put
torture
my
tool
name in their mouth so they can get a rise because everyone's talking about me since the interview. And it's hilarious the amount of people who've been like,
he's trying to rewrite history,
name dropping me. Oh, look at this with Phil and this and that. It's like, this is crazy. Like, you're not relevant. You just, why are you name dropping me now? I haven't even mentioned you. What are you talking about? So anyway, I don't care. That's not what we're going to do here today. Also, I would like to say,
it usually is.
Welcome to the Roaches. You guys say, what? To the what? The Roaches. If you're not aware, Asmongold has been essentially criticized and made fun of. People have called him a roach. And his fan base actually like almost lovingly call themselves the Roaches. So I'm well aware that this big increase in subs,
it's a change from the normal begging,
likes, comments, and views on certain videos is from this group. Welcome. It's this simple. If you like games, if you like chill vibes,
that's interesting.
And if you just want to enjoy the whole idea of gaming culture together, you're in the right spot. Because that's really what DSP gaming is, was, and always will be.
No, it's centered about playing games badly
video
and begging.
Games and the love of them.
And the love of begging.
Okay? Yeah. That doesn't mean that there won't be times when there's negativity, if there's something going bad with games too. I don't kiss games butts. Oh, no. I am very honest, okay? I don't have any sponsorships or partnerships where I play a game because it's a promotional opportunity and I get paid to kiss the game's butt. That doesn't happen here. Here, you always get my honest take on whatever I'm playing. And here you're going to get my honest opinions on things going on in the gaming industry. Okay. If that's what you're interested in, you're definitely at the right place. Hit that subscribe button.
You're totally
and
in the wrong
content
place.
like this moving forward in the future very frequently, because
that's
pretty much what I'm all about. All right. But
again,
not
going to be able
to
keep the mask on
clear,
much longer.
If you're here for drama, if you're here for angry arguments with other creators and me responding to the response, to the shit talking, to the this, to the that, that's not what this is about whatsoever. All right. It's about moving forward positively and moving upward positively. Okay. There's been things in my past that I'm not proud of. A lot of people have had that come to light. because that's all you've ever heard of me.
Oh,
You've heard my detractors highlight my bad moments, but you don't actually get to see the real, honest truth of what the content is that I make.
One of the things that Asmon said is that Phil's always saying that people take things out of context, but it's just straight him begging. Like, how do you take the begging out of context, right? Yeah, he's so rich he didn't care to press Phil. Yeah, I don't know. I maybe that's it. That's a lot of people are comparing my interview to his, but I gotta say, like, I'm not rich. I was hungry during that. I was like, I gotta fucking crucify this guy to get this interview to get noticed. Like, if I just glaze him and give him a, and just be real nice to him through the whole interview and don't press him, nobody's going to care about this interview. And I knew that. So I was like, well, that plus Triple P told me to put him on the cross, and I didn't want to let Triple P. I told Triple P like 5 times, you can ask him. I checked in with him. I'm like, are you sure you want me to really give it to him? And he's like, put him on the fucking cross, Steve. So I did. Fuck him. Right? I went after this dude because I knew if I really pressed him harder than anybody else has pressed him and was not just taking his bullshit answers, that interview would, didn't exactly go viral, but it was one of our most watched videos ever, So Asmon just wasn't like, he wasn't hungry. He didn't need that interview to go do anything for him. I needed that shit.
Well, now you're here. Welcome. And hopefully you guys will
thank
enjoy.
you. Everybody's saying
now I want to make something abundantly clear.
Most of his content is talking about his content.
You probably, check out the video comments.
It's a boardroom meeting.
Video might have a lot more comments than usual. You might have a lot of upvotes because people have been upvoting all my content recently, and that's amazing. And thank you so much for that. That will help this channel in the algorithm. But you may notice something when it comes to the chats. And I just want to make this clear. I have 2 chat rooms. One is on my YouTube channel, DSP.
Yeah, he's got to warn the new viewers
one is
about
on my
the
channel,
toxic
DSP Gaming
chat.
On Kick. I'm not kidding you if I tell you in the last 48 hours, I've had a whole bunch of newcomers come to my channels and start watching.
Round 2, Steve. I would totally do another interview if he let me. He won't let me.
The chats. The YouTube chat seems to be really positive. Like, everyone there seems to actually be a fan of you, and they talk positively, and it's like a hangout session. But then when I go to the Kick chat, it seems like at least half the people there
begging or nonsense
things, toxic things, nasty things. They're saying sarcastic remarks about you. And I don't understand.
Oh, yeah, that reminds me. I will check in with the Kick chat and read out any supporters.
I guess I should explain the difference.
Let's get some subs.
I've been a full-time YouTuber since 2011. Okay? DSP Gaming existed since 2010, before I even had it as a job. This channel has existed for over 15 years, and this is my long-standing place where I do gameplay content
he
every
thinks
day,
he has fans.
where I stream every day. That's where the true fan base lies. I have only been live streaming on Kick for a year. And quite honestly, I started live streaming
even after
on
the
Kick
interview,
as a
I'm not
result
mad at you.
of doing a big collaboration last year with some drama farmers called Kino Casino.
And here he's trashing Kino Casino.
When I started working with them and I started streaming on Kick, a lot of their viewership started watching me there.
Which you should be thankful
I cut off
for.
that collaboration early this year when it went toxic. They were trying to drag me down into this real awful place and have me be stuck making all kinds of drama content I didn't want to make. So I cut the cord, and they don't like that. So now they hate me. Their fan base is kind of mixed
as well. Sorry
a
about
lot of their fan base, they don't necessarily hate me. They like to hate watch me. So they stick around. And so what you're going to notice is in
those evil Kick people
chat room, a lot of the people in there are holdoffs from the Kino Casino days, and they're there saying toxic things, doing toxic things. And you might say, well, then why do you keep them around? Well, it's because, number one, I get paid for their attendance because I'm in the KCIP program.
So, yeah, and somehow I'm not. How the fuck is he getting that Kick money and I can't? Rare Kicks just donated 500 kicks. Thank you to the person that let me know. I'm still trying to figure this out. It's crazy that an interview this bad led to Phil making 10 times as much money per stream. Yeah, you're absolutely right. And thanks to Sector Enjoyer, who just joined the channel. And Rare Tricks sent 1,000 kicks and said, Good to see you moving around again, Steve. Here's to your health. So thank you for that. Thank you for the kicks, guys. That's 1,500 kicks. That's $15. We'll take it. Do we count it towards the goal? And yeah, I'm not as concerned at the goal. I'm not going to start rage quitting when I don't hit the goal.
So every view I get on Kick, I get paid for. And number two, Kick actually pays generously. Any contributions I get through Kick, like subs or kicks, it's very lucrative. So even though I understand that they're kind of like the negative peanut gallery who say crap about me every day, that's why they're there, and that's why I tolerate it.
Yeah, right? I tolerate the peanut gallery because I'm making money off the peanut gallery.
Maybe one day I won't, but right now, hey, just like I had with that discussion with Asmongold on Monday, it's paying us both well. Why on earth would I stop streaming there, right? Now, I'm not going to sit here and constantly moderate that chat and say, how dare you say negative things? Let them. Because then that's the place for it. It keeps them over there, and it lets us focus on the YouTube side, right? And be positive. But the thing is, I'm not saying they're all negatives. A lot of them are. In fact, most of those people are on sock accounts because they've already been banned multiple times. But it is what it is. All right. So I just wanted to explain that because there's many newcomers to the content.
Is that what you want to tell 6,000 new subscribers? You can't be critical of me or I'll ban your account. He just basically said that.
And they're looking at it like, why does he have the two chats and how could they be so different from what's happening on the YouTube side? That's exactly why. Okay. All right.
Yeah. That'll never happen.
Start today.
That'll never happen.
I have shout outs to make. I received contributions, but I wasn't even broadcasting. That almost never happens, to make that clear. Like, usually if someone's going to contribute to my content, I will get contributions when I'm live. Okay? Oh, boy. First of all, I've been getting a few.
He's getting money when he's not even live.
If you're someone who has watched
so
my content
is hard.
on demand in the last couple
he's
of days.
He's already spending this money on Hogan polls.
Thank you. I've gotten a bit of them. I usually get zero, like ever. So the fact that I even got a few, thank you so very much to anyone who did that. Okay. Today, I sat down and I was going to boot up the stream. I had already received 10 gifted subs on
10 gifted subs on Kick. Isn't that great? Well, good for him. All right. And one of the things I found interesting is the retconning. Oh, thank you, Thirsty Tree, with one for the goal. I won't lie. I bought into the Pygnosis during your Phil interview and thought it was overkill. The Kino arc made me sympathize with Phil. Not anymore. Yeah, good. Thank you, Rare Tricks, and thanks for the kicks. Much appreciated. I got to get better at the kick side of things, and I apologize. The kicks are new, so I always forget to check on the kicks. And somebody has to tell me, like, call out the kicks, you dumbass. Oh, thank you for telling me to call out the kicks. I should call out the kicks, yes. Now, not when people are throwing pennies. 100 or more kicks, I call them out. So that's $1, friends. Yeah. Asmon's teen audience will surely love watching their new alcoholic uncle rant about his financial problems and beg for hours on end in roughly about a week. I can't wait. Well, this is what everybody's saying is the crash out from this Asmongold bump is going to be much better than the Kino crash out, right? I think it's going to be much better. I can't wait for the mask. The mask is going to come off. He's going to have a bad day. He's going to be hungover from pulling Hogan's all night and drinking gin all night, right? Phil gets pelted with pennies all day long. Yes, the Asmongold buff is insane. I know. I want to collab with them. I'm going to try to get his attention, right? I heard in his stream about his mother that his mother used to watch Ancient Aliens all day. So I thought we could have a fun conversation about all the fraudery, fakery, and bullshittery on Ancient Aliens. A lot of people know that I've ripped Ancient Aliens to shreds on multiple occasions. Yes, this crash out will be crazy. I can't wait for it. So here he is rewriting history, saying that he didn't have a resurgence from the Kino Casino.
$10 super chat says, we're entering a new renaissance. You deserve this, bro. Have a great stream. Thank you. So here's the difference. There's already, my detractors are saying things like, so what is this, the yearly resurgence? Every year you're going to have a resurgence? Well, no, last year really wasn't a resurgence. Last year was me doing drama content with drama content creators, getting a boost from the drama crowd, then immediately saying, I don't want to do drama anymore, and it went away. You see, that wasn't a resurgence. That was, hey, maybe if it
yeah, but they ran out of content after the first season.
Okay? But I'm having a resurgence on the internet.
This is the Kino resurgence.
People are actually interested in me again for good reasons for the first time in a very long
time. So for people who missed it, first he said last year wasn't a resurgence. And then we flipped to last year and he says, I'm having a resurgence.
Last year really wasn't a resurgence.
It wasn't a resurgence, that Kino bump.
With drama content creators.
Yeah, those dirty content drama farmers.
Saying, I don't want to do drama anymore. And it went away. You see, that wasn't a resurgence. That was, hey, maybe Phil will do drama now and enter a whole new crowd. And then I didn't. Okay. But I'm having a resurgence.
This is last year. He's having a resurgence. He just said he didn't have a resurgence.
For good reasons, for the first time in a very long time. All right. Like literally. And keep in mind, this was 2 months ago. This was before my resurgence, before I started doing new kinds of content on this show. All right. So here's the deal.
Last year I had a huge resurgence.
I've had this resurgence of popularity and attention thrown against me a couple months ago, and it's going pretty good.
I thought you didn't have a resurgence, Phil.
And things that are going to happen soon, and I'll talk about that in a second. But here's the awesome thing. As you know, I have had a resurgence, more popularity, and more support than I've had in many years in the last 3 months. And that continues to this day. Every day, look at the streak. We're at 31, right? It's amazing. I have to say, before we even look at this PC, thank you. This PC I bought myself. Because
with your Kino money.
Supported me so strongly.
With the Kino money.
Ever since that resurgence in August, me getting a second chance at not being treated like a joke, but instead being treated seriously as a content creator and a person. Just think about this. At the beginning of 2024, told you, he
just said today or yesterday he didn't have a resurgence. Look at all these 2024 claims of having a big resurgence.
He's going to be getting so much more support. He's going to completely and utterly upgrade everything he does times 10. Right?
I try to do that, me and Melody. Those are my favorite.
He's going to be doing collabs and interviews.
The internet never forgets.
So this is now a crazy cool renaissance, honestly. And I know that sounds like a joke, but it really is. It's like last night, all right, I got out of this office late, and we had to go to sleep early because my wife had to go to work very early today. So last night, I just went to sleep. I woke up this morning, and I was like, I feel...
He did have Ethan Ralph talking about eating ass.
All right. The reason I feel different...
His live views are already starting to drop.
First
short bump.
In about 10 years that I feel like people are finally here to laugh with me instead of laugh at me. And people are here to have a good time with me and genuinely are enjoying.
Yeah, he said he bought it with his own money, but other people said people donated him.
The resurgence and renaissance of DSP will continue. Pretty amazing what's going on right now.
I thought he didn't have a resurgence.
I'm going through a YouTube renaissance of sorts.
Oh, man.
People actually want to hang out with me and see me and interested in my opinions on things. And that's a wild feeling, folks. It really is. So FYI, I am kind of having a renaissance. And just so you know,
renaissance, resurgence.
Like, this is outdated because you didn't include that in there. I just want to let you know that before you get like blindsided.
No sense of agency, yeah.
With the this timing exactly after.
Yeah, Phil, they're not laughing with you; they're laughing at you. Yes.
All right, so thank you to everyone who had for the great.
Exactly.
What
I don't know.
It was right. I mean, we started off with a bunch of games and fun stuff. Then we had the renaissance of DSP.
The renaissance, the resurgence of DSP, and this came from @DragoonismKF on Twitter. So thanks for the clip. That was expertly done. I had to include that clip because Phil lies so much he can't even keep his own lies straight. Like last year was not a resurgence. Well, there's 10 or 15 clips of you calling last year a resurgence, dude. He doesn't want to give Kino any credit. And I don't know. He said he bought a PC with his Kino Casino money. I mean, I don't know what the fuck he did with the rest of it because I know he made a lot more than me on my Kino bump. Well, I don't know that. I don't know. I didn't get to see his bank statements or anything, but what I did with my Kino and Darksydephil money is I bought a fucking forest, a whole forest, acres and acres of a forest with its own private road going in. He bought a PC and some RGB lights. Like, I guess it all went to Hogan Pulls and gin, right? And I have another video from Duty Streams where he's just shitting. He's just shitting all over the Kino Casino boys. And this is why I know he's going to fuck this Asmongold thing up. Phil is claiming that him and Asmongold are going to do a new podcast all about gaming, and they're going to each be the co-host or something, right? Yeah, there's still some cheap land to be had, Dave 7244. You know, I got lucky. I got extremely lucky, and I found this really hidden tract of land that nobody really thought about or knew. That, you know, I got lucky. I found this situation that was like an undeveloped development. The guys started to make a development, to make it a housing development, and then they ran out of money. They put in a bunch of roads, cut into the forest and everything, and then they ran out of money. And then the partnership split up, and it's this long story, but I got lucky. But I did buy a whole forest, and I hope this coming summer we're going to do a get-together. If you bring a tent, you can come to the get-together, right? Cold gin time again. You know it always wins. Yeah, so here's DSP shitting all over Kino. This is like, he's desperate to show the Kino boys, look how successful I am. You said I had to do drama content to survive. Well, fuck you, because I just got this Asmongold bump and I just got $3,000. Like, he doesn't realize this is all very temporary, Phil. You're not talented enough to. This is the major problem that I have with Phil. He squanders these lucky breaks that he gets. He gets the Kino bump, and all he had to do to keep making shit tons of money was listen to them. He wouldn't do anything that they wanted to do. He wouldn't listen to them. He was terrible to work with by all accounts from them, right? He wasn't grateful to them. He wasn't thankful that they saved his ass from getting a real job, right? He spent it on gin and Hogan pulls. That's right. That's right. He's the jilted ex. Yeah, so now he's shitting all over the Kino boys and basically saying, look how successful I am without them. Fuck them. Why don't you thank them? You got like all this new equipment because of them. You got all this money because of them. You survived being a beggar on the internet for another whole year because of them. He has no gratitude, and he's been a complete asshole to them, right? And he talks about them constantly while saying he doesn't do drama. Well, why always bringing up drama about the Kino Casino like here?
Home to those of you who are down for gaming content, and welcome home to those of you who have been gone for a while. And maybe
he's his own worst enemy
by what everyone said, and now you're coming back. Because I haven't gone anywhere. You know, a lot of people are like, oh, it's the resurgence, it's the redemption arc, it's the second coming. No, I never went anywhere. You know what I mean? Like, I didn't disappear, I didn't leave and come back. I've been here the whole time.
Yeah.
Grinding away.
You've been so boring, nobody tuned in, though.
I've tried my best, clawed tooth and nail to stay afloat, to stay pertinent, to stay relevant, despite an entire internet that wanted to say that I was a scumbag. And I did my best.
The entire internet says I'm a scumbag.
You know, I'm not perfect. I know that I definitely did things that were
that's kind of funny. Could the entire internet be wrong, or maybe Phil is wrong? And look at that. Master Betty gifted a True Seekers membership. And this, my friends, is why you got to hit that subscribe button. Because if you hit this, if you are a subscriber and you're in the live chat when a kind and generous soul like Master Betty 123 gifts a True Seekers membership, you could win one. Tonight, 6 people won a free True Seekers membership here to our channel, but you have to be a subscriber to be eligible to win one of these free memberships. So please hit that subscribe button. And thank you, Master Betty, for your kindness, generosity, and support of the show.
Or could be seen as, oh, he went too far this way and he made this mistake and he was irresponsible here and whatever. I'm a flawed human. And
hey, what's up, Donkey Kong?
And I feel like today in 2025, I am a much better creator and a much better person than I have been.
Yeah, my 20 dents and 200 hate watchers are still here, damn it.
Irreverent, didn't care who I offended and stuff like that. Today, I just want to have fun with an audience and enjoy games together.
Like, yeah, I don't want to,
Sisyphus. You know, I don't want to poke a hornet's nest. I don't want to cause problems. I just want to chill. That's where I am in my life. I'm 43 years old. I'm happily married. I have a great home, an awesome cat.
He's got an awesome cat, guys.
Now, could it be possible that now people are going to come back and be like, holy shit, he's been here the whole time. This is what he actually is. It's not what people say. And we're all going to have a good time together. I mean, that's amazing if that's what's happening. Okay,
he's
seriously.
Trying so hard.
That's what's going on. I'm down for it. I've been waiting.
He's trying so hard. I don't like, from a psychological standpoint, this is crazy. It's almost as if like he's not trying to convince the new audience members that he's a good person and he's successful and that he's you know, overcome all these obstacles in his path and really worked hard. It sounds like he's trying to convince himself.
A long time for people to kind of come around. So if that's what this is, then amazing, right? Do I know why? Because I don't care.
You know what Phil kind of reminds me of is when I was growing up, there was a lot of bullying. I went to Catholic school, and there were some kids that just got picked on relentlessly. And then they would fall for it when the bullies would like try to include them in something, but it was a setup. Do you know what I mean? Like, oh, come to the dance tonight. This girl wants to meet you, and it was a setup to fuck with them. Phil reminds me of that kind of a guy. Like, he just gets beat and bullied, and you know, but in his case, he kind of deserves it because he's such a scumbag. But then he so desperately wants to be liked and have friends that he falls for this little bit. Somebody shows him a little bit of kindness. You know, look how he was licking Kino Casino's asshole when they first, both their assholes, when they first helped him out, right? And now they're scumbags and drama farmers and all this shit. And he's doing the same thing with Asmongold. Like, oh, Asmongold likes me. Look, I'm really not a scumbag. He peaked in high school. Somebody said, yeah, that's it.
Talk shit about me constantly on the internet, right? Who cares? I've said this recently. I said,
yeah, he doesn't care about people talking shit, but he bans anybody that says anything.
At this door, I have a wife. I have a great life that has nothing to do with anything I'm doing on the internet. And by the way, my credit card, not my credit card, I should say, my bank card,
yeah, he's
still clears everywhere I go. It's not like, oh, because people make fun of me on the internet, I can't go buy food for my family. I can't have a good time.
Didn't go to
my life
prom.
is good.
That's sad.
So I'm living the dream. Who cares about the harassment I get online? You know
he's
what I'm
trying
saying?
to convince himself. That's what I think. Yeah.
About
he's like,
that
oh, I don't
it's
care about that.
I just ignore it. But I'm grateful every day that this is what I get to do for a living. I'm well aware that there's tons of people out there who want to do this and can't. I got in at the very early conception of being able to do YouTube for a living.
Yeah. And so here he admits he was never good at YouTube. He was just early. And that's why he's been able to make a living at it, because he just got in early. You know, there's a lot of situations where like you don't even have to be good. You just have to be early.
And I was one of the first Let's Players to be able to do commentary on gameplay and then make a living doing it. And I am so lucky and grateful. 17 years I've done it. 15 years I've done it. Well, almost 15 years. I'm about to enter that 15th year.
Instead of fixing his house.
And that is amazing, right?
All I know is that his wife must be like a very submissive. I don't want to talk badly about her. She must be the total polar opposite of my wife, or what I would consider a good wife. A good wife, if you're making, like, if he's really making $150,000 a year and he's doing things like buying computers instead of fixing a toilet that's been broken in his house for 4 years, that's not a good wife. A good wife would like smack you into reality and say, like, we have to have better priorities. The toilet's been broke for 4 years. Call a fucking plumber, you dumbass. My wife would. I don't know. It's funny. We just had the sink on Monday got so clogged, and I tried everything but I don't really do plumbing. So, you know, the extent of my plumbing knowledge is a plumber and liquid plumber. And it was my fault, by the way. I put a bunch of shit down the garbage disposal, and my wife's like, are you retarded? You don't put that much stuff down the garbage disposal. That's for if there's a little bit of food in there when you're doing the dishes or something, just a little bit. Like I was putting, I made beef stew, and I was putting like onion peels and carrot peels and potato peels down the garbage disposal. Yeah, Suffa Steve's Plumbing. So $400 later, or I think $450, we had to have the pipes all ripped out and redone under the sink to the crawl space. And I don't do plumbing, so. But that broke Monday. Well, Tuesday, really, I conceded that I couldn't fix it myself. And so today it got fixed by a plumber. That's a good wife. Like, there's priorities, man. You could put the whole cow down the drain. Yeah, no. Apparently you can't do. I didn't know. I never had a garbage disposal until this house in my entire life. So I thought, why should I make more trash by putting all these carrot peels and potato peels and onion peels and whatever in the trash? I'll just put it down the sink with the garbage disposal. Nope. I fucking broke it, right? Speculation is they're just roommates and don't talk at this point, if she's even still there. Yeah, nobody has seen her on stream for quite some time, and the rumor is she left, but who knows? Until she files divorce papers and all the detractors find out about that, we'll never know, I guess.
The day. Today is day one. It is. Today is day one.
He thinks this is such a big deal.
What happens
so
after
full of pride
day,
and ego.
Right? Today, I
look,
feel like
I got a huge bump.
On, are people really interested? Are people going to come
yeah,
by and
hang out and chill and
investigate my content? Or was it just one day that's fleeting? One day because I did the interview, that's it. And then, okay, we move on to the next thing, right? You never know. Again, I want to temper my expectations about this. I don't want to go crazy and expect the world when, you know, this, again, it could be fleeting.
It's going to be fleeting, Phil. It's going to be very fleeting.
Last 24 hours. Let's start now with what I actually want to talk about. Okay, everybody? Here's what's happened in the last 24 hours. Okay?
Look at him glazing him. He might as well have blown himself on his own stream.
DSP Gaming has gained over 6,000 subscribers.
He can't claim Chapter 7 again until
basically
late 2026,
from the time on the
2027.
podcast / interview that I said to Asmongold, this is really my channel. This is how you find it. People have actually gone out of their way to find it and subscribe. Over 6,000. That is more subs
that's
than
a
I
pretty
get in a
common
year.
situation. Yeah.
Typically, on average on this channel, I get anywhere between 300 to 600 subs a month.
Yeah, he did
so
something
even
to
on
himself
like a
on
good
stream
year,
for sure.
I'll probably get 6,000 to 7,000 subs. And I just got
May
that
1st
in 24
burst.
hours, not even 24 hours. Okay? The last video that wasn't gameplay, because I did do Tormented Souls 2 last night, but the last video that wasn't
I just keep thinking, you have 6,000 new viewers, and you're sitting here bragging about yourself. That's what you're giving the new viewers. Like, look, guys, I'm so successful, and I'm so lucky, and I got this huge bump, and this is a big resurgence, and it's all going away, dude. You have days. I can't wait to see how long it is until he starts begging like a crackhead again. I'm giving it 7 days max.
Play, which was the daily wrap, where I basically recapped the day to everyone and said, hey, this is the video to check out every day if you want to see what I'm up to. 3,800 views.
His chat is already dead 30 minutes into the stream. Well, I'll check in with the stream. Maybe we'll snipe it.
300. So I got about 10 times more views on the video than I typically would get.
That's called a bump. It's not going to last because you
thousands
suck.
of likes across the channel. Just the daily wrap got 800 likes. I believe that the actual appearance with Asmongold has
doing
gotten
a
something
show
like
at 10 p.m. today.
2,000 plus likes, which is pretty insane. So yeah, pretty crazy. Within one day, the positivity that you guys are throwing at me. Thank you. Yesterday, between the Asmongold interview and my late stream of Tormented Souls 2, was the best day of the year for me, support-wise.
Yeah, he made 3,000 in one day.
I topped my best day of last year. My best day last year was when I did a cooperative react to the Review Tech USA negative documentary with the guys from Kino Casino. They're drama creators, okay? That collab, I topped the amount of income that I made during that collab yesterday. And it was doing the content that I like to do.
Yeah, and so here he can't help but throw it in Kino Casino's face. Like, well, I made a lot of money with you guys, but I made more with Asmongold. Like, this is pretty cringeworthy. I don't know.
It wasn't toxic, react and make fun of people content. It was have a chill conversation with Asmongold, have a chill conversation with my audience, play some games. And the reason that this is a big deal.
All right, thank you, FM Synthesis. By the way, I love Yamaha DX7s.
Kino Casino, you can't be successful being a gamer. You have to do drama. You must. You must drop everything that you've done for 17 years, and you have to come over to our side of the internet and do our content.
Yeah.
Because that's all you're ever going to make a living.
That guy's too cringe for even me, though. I feel sorry for that guy. There's something wrong with that kid.
You can't maintain like this. You're a failure. You have to come over and do this with us.
With a
so that's why it's meaningful to me. Because basically after being with those guys for like 6 to 8 months, I saw where it was going, how toxic it was getting, that they were trying to pull me into this thing that I didn't want to go down and I was going to get stuck there. And I cut the cord. And man, they didn't like that. They were very upset that I cut the cord because I was in control and they weren't. And so they've tried all year.
Oh, the rumor is like Asmon paid for the interview.
And I just ignore them. Guy's I don't pay any attention to anything that they do at all. The only way I know about it is if people come on my stream and talk about it. Okay.
Yeah, I don't know when they're coming back. But I'll tell you what.
I want to prove.
I was suddenly in a situation where I had to kill a lot of time, and I was in the hospital, and one of the nurses even like, "What are you watching?" Because I was just cracking up watching the Kino episodes from their Kick channel. My wife brought me a laptop, and then when I got to the end, I was like sad, like, "Oh no, they went on vacation. Like, what am I going to do?" I was stuck in the hospital for 11 days, and I never do that, but I thought I want to catch up. I love the fucking, I absolutely love the quartering segments that are on Kino Casino, and the Ralph crash outs. Like, oh man. Yeah, they didn't cut the cord with Casino. They had Steve crucify him. Yeah, I did my best, man.
That I can be successful doing what I love.
This is all to get to Kino Casino. Like, fuck you guys. I made more money with Asmongold bump and interview than I made with you guys. Yeah, but what about long term? I guarantee you he will have made less money on this Asmon bump than he did with Kino Casino. Well, I can't guarantee, but that's just my opinion. Because this Asmon bump is going to be over real soon. I give it 2-3 more days before he's back to his, 150, 200 live viewers. We'll see.
But the problem is the entire internet turned me into a meme.
Yeah, Kino Christmas is coming. Yeah.
To be seen.
Good for them.
Positive or even neutral.
I hope they enjoy their time off.
How could anyone ever like what I do?
Yeah, he ignores the first half of the interview where he was asking him about jerking off on stream. Yeah.
So big ups to him. I don't know what happened. I don't know if
going bankrupt, begging, wasting money on a phone game, and shouting out his biggest detractors.
I don't know, an angel came down for the holiday season and said,
well, if you don't like the quartering, you'll love Kino's takedowns of the
I don't know what it was. I don't know what happened. But man, whatever happened, holy shit. And now all this is happening. It's amazing, right?
Kino Christmas needs to be huge.
Pretty cool.
Yeah.
Anyway, so here we are, and the positivity has begun.
The positivity has begun.
The attendance as usual. We have people
and look at his ego. Look, we have double to triple the attendance we usually do. You're going to look like a fucking moron and an asshole when your viewership goes back to normal in a week or less, right? You realize that you are so shitty at entertaining people that there's no way that this new injection of live viewers for you is going to last, because you suck at this. You're so fucking boring. You get an opportunity to put your best foot forward and show everybody the best DSP content possible. And what do? You have fucking boardroom meetings for 2 hours at a time, shitting on your detractors and blaming everybody else for your failures and your 6, 7, 8 years of e-begging like a crackhead. That's not going to keep that audience for you, Phil. You're fucked. And the crash out from this is going to be glorious. That's what,
In the con.
But I'll give him this. This was a big win for him. Anytime you can get on a channel with 4 million subs and even do vaguely well and get people to check out your channel, that's a big win. $3,000 in a day. That's a huge win. I'm lucky to get that in a month, right? But like I keep saying, this guy is the luckiest loser on the fucking internet, and it's all going away. And then he's going to crash out something fierce. He's going to blame the detractors. He's going to blame Asmongold. I guarantee he will stab Asmongold in the back eventually. And we know that because he stabs everyone in the back that tries to help him.
For what it is, rather than saying, we're here for drama, I'm like, we're here for gaming, Phil. We're here to chill with you. Well, that's what I'm here for. That's what I wanted to do. Let's go. I'm down for it, okay?
Yeah,
but I wanted to jump on.
He'll find some way to fuck it up
because
he always
if
does.
Stuff is going to be positive as it is right now, then this means that there could
He's going to spend way too much on Black Friday
changes,
right?
Things that we can do out of the ordinary. I'm going to explain in a moment. I got to do a couple more shout outs. I'm going to explain what I mean in a moment, okay? But
all right, I think we've seen enough. Sorry I'm late getting back with you. I was gone for a week and a half and found you were in the hospital in your condition, and I started throwing up prayers as soon as I found out. Well, thank you. The end is near, beware. And I want to thank everybody for the outpouring of sympathy and support and get well wishes. I really do appreciate that. I'm slowly feeling like myself. Today, I get to eliminate one of the medications that they have me on, and it's weird that I feel better without that than I felt with it. But all the meds that they put you on really don't, I don't know. You know, I'm just taking doctor's advice. I'm doing what I'm supposed to, taking the meds and resting as much as possible. I'm not trying to do anything too strenuous. You know, I'm trying to keep my schedule light. I meant to do a show yesterday, wasn't feeling up to it. I think I will be doing a show this weekend. You know, and by the way, happy Thanksgiving to one and all. I just had a very scary medical event happen, which resulted in 11 days in the intensive care unit, the neurocritical care unit. And, you know, I had to have neurologists and brain surgeons and doctors and nurses all over me for 11 days. And, you know, a situation like that will sure make you thankful. I'm thankful to be home. I'm thankful to feel good enough to be able to stream sometimes again, even if it's not going to be maybe a normal schedule. You know, I just have an attitude of gratitude, because when you have a medical event like that, it kind of reminds you that everything is temporary. And as sad as that is, it's the truth. That's human existence. You know, you could step off of a curb to cross the street tomorrow, get hit by a bus and die. Everything is temporary. So I have a newfound appreciation for many things. I have a wonderful home. I have a wonderful wife and marriage. I have 2 beautiful children that I love to the moon and back, even though they drive me crazy. These guys were home with me yesterday and today. They're pretty good, actually. I shouldn't say, right? Yeah, we'll take a few comments and questions. Glad you're okay, Stephen. I enjoyed you torturing Phil for like 2 hours straight. Well, I was nice to him. I glazed him for the first 20 minutes, but that was strategic. I kept him rolling out, big guy. Also, for another guy I watched does war correspondence and goes on the ground. Well, that's dangerous. Innocent people caught in the middle. Well, God bless him. And yeah, thanks for all the prayers. And but do you have a cat? No, my son is allergic to cats. We have a little dog, though. We have a little toy Yorkie, little rat dog. That's my wife's dog, though, right? Yeah. And along with the gratitude, though, is a little bit of anger, because in my absence, the rumor mill has gone crazy. People said that my wife threw me out of the house and I couldn't stream and I was living in my car. People said that my house got foreclosed on and my family and me were homeless. Like I heard Asmongold say this, and it's true. Everybody who streams has some kind of haters and detractors. And mine went into overdrive spreading rumors. A few people said also that I just made up the medical event. So I got some of the paperwork, and I'm going to share it on screen, because I don't appreciate some dumb cunt criminal, right? You should see this girl's rap sheet. I have it. But this one girl She's the one who filed false copyright claims against us for doing commentary over one of her shows. She's telling everybody I made up the medical stuff. It's not real. I didn't really get sick. I wasn't really in the hospital. So I'm going to show the hospital records and tell that dumb cunt to suck a dick and fuck off, right? I don't appreciate people spreading those kind of rumors, and that's what they are. Like, cards on the table. I was in the intensive care unit for 11 days, and I had 2 minor brain surgeries. But to call any brain surgery minor is kind of stupid. I had what's called a coiling procedure, where they coil the aneurysm to stop it from popping and killing you. And then I had a stent put in that artery to stop any blood from going into that artery. It is what it is. I don't have a reason to lie, and I certainly have no reason to just suddenly take a 3-week vacation for no reason. Anybody that knows me knows that I don't take weeks off. I never have, and I never will. In fact, I think it was 5 years ago that I took 3 weeks off, and that was for medical-related stuff. This time was a little more serious, right? That's what it takes to get me to take a few-week vacation. I have to be like locked up in a hospital in intensive care, right? But I am so thankful this year. And it's funny that this happened right before Thanksgiving, because it does. It puts everything into perspective. I'm so thankful for my family and my wife and my friends and you, my audience, and this show. And also, it did put a lot of things into perspective, because I tend to be one of those people that works very hard on artistic projects, but I hold the cards very close to my chest. And it's like nothing's ever good enough. Nothing's ever ready. And I've been working on that Internet Insanity Circus show for months and months and months and months. And there's so much pre-production and puppets and magic guests and comedy guests and music guests. And it's going to be so great. And that was one of my things. Like, man, I could have stroked out and died and nobody would have ever saw the first show, because I haven't done it yet. So I got fire under my ass. As tough as things have been with the way that I'm feeling, I'm still really trying to start working on things. And my goal for the next year is to finish more projects than I start. I got a lot of unfinished projects. I've got a documentary that's going to be posted on our channel for free. I've got the Internet Insanity Circus shows, and I just did like an audit of all the unfinished shows that I have prepped. And I have like 100 unfinished shows on scammers, grifters, UFO con artists, fake psychics, fake mediums, that every one of them needs a little bit more work before I can go do them live. And I'm going to start concentrating on that. He was in the Australian military, didn't find the headache reason, but found a brain tumor. Oh, wow. Yeah. Well, as soon as they did a CAT scan on me, they saw that I had what is commonly called a brain hemorrhage, or bleeding on the brain, right? Yeah, I am. I was a little, listen, I was so happy to be able to come back to doing shows that I was a little overly optimistic. On Monday, I did the show and everything was great. And I thought, I'll do a show Tuesday night too. And then Tuesday came and I just felt like hell. I did not feel like I had the juice or the energy to do the show. So my new schedule is no schedule and rocking. I will be here when I can, but I may have to slow things down. And that kind of pains me, because half of me, because of this sort of near death, like, holy shit, you could have died. There's a lot of things you still want to do, like hundreds of more shows here and whatever. So half of me is all fired up to work, and the other half of me is having the physical strength and stamina and energy to do it, right? So those two things are a little bit at odds. We have to figure out the proper balance for me to be able to work, but not overexert myself. And, quite honestly, if I feel like I did yesterday, I was in no condition energy-wise to do a show. And my headache sort of returned a little bit, it is what it is. So we got to make some adjustments. I'm a big believer of the saying, adapt and overcome. If I only have the energy or the physical stamina or, the juice, I could just call it juice. Like, you got enough juice to do this show today? If I don't feel 100% that I do, then I'm just not going to stream that day. But by the same token, I've got a lot of things I want to do, So we'll see what happens. Sacha N says 1 day at a time. Yeah, day at a time. That's the way that I'm going to do it. So I will check in with the Kick chat once again, make sure there's nothing else over there that I need to call out. Oh, Rare Tricks gifted 5 Kick subs. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 subs from Rare Tricks. Thank you for your kindness, generosity, and support of the show. It is much, much appreciated. Yeah, we've got to get that Kick revenue up. Don't make me start bitching like Darksydephil, right? It's about a quarter of what it usually is for the month, but that's my fault. I wasn't there for 3 weeks. You know, once you step off that hamster wheel, everything slows down, including the money, right? Yeah, you should introduce chill streams where you spend 4 hours begging and abusing viewers. I was thinking about, a while ago, I was going to do, like, I did these panel shows, which just basically were drunk streams, but I'm really not supposed to be, I'm trying to quit smoking and quit drinking now again. So that's probably a bad idea, right? I can't, yeah, Dark Side Steve incoming. I feel kind of blah because of my medical condition. So I'm trying to cut down on all the bad stuff like the drinking and smoking, because that's probably not helping, right? And I feel bad enough just with the medical condition that I certainly don't want to add something like hangover at blah to that, you know? But tonight is the biggest drinking day of the year, by the way. I used to be in a band, and every year, the night before Thanksgiving, you always had a show, and you were always so hungover you could barely eat Thanksgiving dinner the next day. I'm going to have a couple of beers tonight, but not go crazy, right? So I hope all of you have an incredibly good holiday. And Smooth Code says, I'm glad you look good in spite of everything that you have gone through. Well, there's that. Yeah. My wife thinks I got more gray though. I got to get the Just for Men bottle out. She came to me in the hospital and she's like, you look like you got a lot more gray since I saw you in, a day or something. I'm like, yeah, I guess this fucking stress and the brain surgery. Oh, and that's another thing. Like, I guess there was a whole lot of stuff that was stressing me out that I'm just going to kind of ignore now. I don't have the mental bandwidth to stress out about things that are not important. Like that dumb cunt saying that I faked my medical issues and brain surgeries. Like people in the comments that kind of piss me off. It's funny. Like, I read all the comments. And isn't it funny? Like, I heard Joe Rogan or somebody commenting on this. You could have 500 comments of like, great show, or I really enjoyed this. But somehow that one asshole in the comments is what you focus on, right? So I just don't have the mental bandwidth for stupid people like in the comments, or, you can't please all the people all the time. I'm going to try to keep my stress down by I'm going to consciously try to not care when people slag me over stupid things. Like, things drive me a little crazy. Like, somebody will be in the comments saying, you don't stop the video enough and you talk over it too much. And that bothers me because, okay, it's a balance. It's a commentary video. I have to talk over it or it's not fair use. And then somebody else will come in the comments and say, you stop the video too much. Why do you stop the video? So it's like, you just can't please everybody, right? Keep your stress down if you can. It kills you faster than anything. Yeah. And I'm hoping I may get want me to bang her out. I'm hoping to get back to the cabin this weekend, but the main cabin, the other cabin project is done. I can't, it's too cold now. So I'll have to finish the new cabin in the spring. That was another thing that was stressing me out. Like, I was working as hard and fast as I could, but it just seemed like the winter just kept coming and I wasn't finishing. I got to finish like a little bit of one wall and put a roof on it, and it's ready to go, and a floor. But these are all things that are doable in the spring. I'm not going to freeze my ass off working on that cabin in the snow. And, snow just complicates everything. I'm not going to freeze my ass off trying to finish it. Maybe I'm not manly enough. I just have conceded that that's not going to happen until spring. And it kills me because I really wanted to spend some time there this winter, you know, little fireplace, little cabin in the woods by itself. But I have another cabin. I have the main cabin, so it'll be fine. Just spend time there and be completely and totally comfortable with all the comforts of home, like electricity and heat and internet, you know. I'm hoping to get there this weekend. I will maybe be streaming like a chill stream or something from the comment critics are dented. Yeah. And, you know, there's stupid things that bother me. Like people will be in the comments and go like, I'm an audio engineer and your audio is terrible and you need an audio engineer to redo your streams because your levels are off and all. That's like, really, dude? Like, come on. And the people that write me books, I don't like that either. You know, please don't write me a book. If you have something, I try to reply to people, by the way. If people send me emails or messages, you can email me at truthseekershow@gmail.com. You can DM me or on Twitter or PM me on Facebook. I try to reply to people, but don't write me a 5-10 page letter. People do that all the time. It's like too long, didn't read. I can't do it because I get an awful lot of the messages, right? Yes, leave it alone for now. Spring will come before you know it. You need to heal. Yeah, I'm going to take it easy. I think a little bit of cabin therapy will be good for me. So depending on how I feel, like today, I feel great. If I feel this good on Friday, I'm going to wake up Friday morning and go to the cabin. Also, because of my vision situation, which has gotten worse, I can't drive at night. I can, but I don't think it's advisable based on a few test runs I did just around the neighborhood. But certainly I don't want to do a 2-hour drive to the cabin at night. So tomorrow, I'm going to enjoy Thanksgiving with my family. We're just having Thanksgiving here, but I'm pretty sure that my wife is taking the children to see their grandmother after we have our Thanksgiving and have another Thanksgiving. But, you know, I'll get to relax and just eat all day tomorrow. I hope everybody has a fantastic Thanksgiving. I am anxiously awaiting. My wife's turkey dinner is amazing. Her gravy's amazing. Her mashed potatoes are amazing. And, you know, she works full time, so she doesn't get to make a big meal all that often. She does on Sundays, usually make a good big meal. But I love my wife's cooking. So Thanksgiving is one of my favorite holidays because she just cooks like crazy. And I just get to eat. No presents, no stress. And you know, generally I'll eat dinner 1 and then I'll have some pie and rest up for a little while, maybe have a beer or 2. And then I have Thanksgiving part 2. And then I'm sure there's going to be plenty of leftovers. So I take a big metal tray to the cabin and I heat it up on the wood stove and have Thanksgiving part 3. I'm a big fan of especially white meat turkey. So turkey, mashed potatoes, gravy, I'm in heaven. Xander Vorkov is here saying you need to start believing in the 5D ascension coming in 2 weeks. Just kidding. Happy Thanksgiving, man. Glad you're feeling better. Well, thank you for your kindness, generosity, and support. Much, much appreciated. So I want to thank each and every one of you for joining us. I want to thank all of you kind and generous benefactors, you Kick sub gifters, and you people subscribing on Kick, you people becoming channel members, you people gifting YouTube channel memberships, you people sending super stickers and super chats, and hey, super thanks. Did you know even if you're watching a replay, you can hit that thanks button and throw a couple bucks in our hat? And thank you Patreon supporters and you PayPal pledgers. Much, much appreciate all the support. So how long do we think it's going to be before Phil is begging again? I don't know, but it's going to be interesting to watch the countdown. And I'm good. I follow a bunch of detractors on Twitter, so we'll know. Maybe that's when we'll do the next stream, when he starts begging. Right now, somebody is messaging me some other videos, but we'll save those for another time. So that's all I got for you, friends. I'm not sure when I'll be back. I hope all of you have an incredible Thanksgiving. I'm certainly thankful for many things, including all of you and getting to host this show. It's like a dream come true. I've always wanted to do something like this, and I'm so glad that I'm able to do it. Thanks to all of your kindness, generosity, and support. Remember, we are a viewer-supported show. And unlike Phil, we don't beg for it. So that's all I got for you, friends. Until next time, my name is Stephen Cambion. Good night, happy Thanksgiving, and God bless all of you.
Dark corners of the night, secrets hidden from the light. Whispers turn to screams, shattering all your dreams. Eyes wide open now, truth you can't disavow. Echoes through the halls, crashing all your walls. Truth seekers exposing the truth. Truth seekers coming for you. Uncover the lies, open your eyes. Shadows try to hide, no place for them to bide. Light will pierce you through, reveal what is true. Running from your fears, can't escape